said I got to say something, baby, hand me the mic. I said I got to say something, better hand me the mic. Somebody hand me a mic, cause I got to say something, so just hand me a mic. When I need to say something, better hand me the mic. I said I got to say something, better hand me the mic.
Yeah, we really don't have an identity yet. No.
Who are you, Dan Brown?
I don't know. Still figuring it out. You know? Like if you had a name, I talked to Christy the other day about this. If you had a name badge, what would it say? She was all like creative. That's what hers would say. I think mine would say like broken goods or return to sender.
I love
You know,
that.
like fragile.
Fragile.
Yeah, I'm still figuring it out. I don't know who I am. I don't know yet.
You don't?
Nah. Do you?
Yeah.
You do?
No, not really. I know that, like a purpose of mine, I guess, if I can say that's who I am, is to, I don't know, make people laugh, help people,
Yeah.
be a shoulder to cry on, I guess.
It's one of them proper deep like questions in it. Like, no, it's an awful thing to say. Like, who are you? Truthfully, you know, have you ever? Well, you will agree with this. I think everybody agrees with this. Like, you know, when you're, I don't know, when you're younger. I say younger, like growing up, you always imagined. Like, if you said to me, 38, I'm 38 years old, right? If somebody said to me, 38, I remember, right, being at school and thinking, when I was 25. I pictured myself being an old man, working in like a family and all this, and like it's weird, isn't it? Like as you get older, like you're still that kid, but you look in the mirror and you're like, oh my god, like
white hair and that.
Yeah, that wasn't gonna. That was never supposed to happen to me.
Do you reckon it's more because we're lads? Like I bet girls are not like that. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm nearly 28. That's mad. Obviously you're 36, but I'm nearly 28, and I'm like I still feel 20, as in. I still laugh at like stuff that shouldn't be funny, and Tabby's like, "That's not funny." I'm like, "You what? It's hilarious."
Yeah,
like dad jokes. I find them funny.
Boys don't grow up. I don't think.
I agree.
Or certainly less so than women.
Yeah.
I think women mature more, don't they?
Therefore, that's the beauty of it, though. You just put 5 lads in a room; they can just have a laugh about anything.
Do you think you'll ever feel like a grown up, like a proper grown up?
Like a real job and that, and
Like a real job
I don't
and
know. I don't know.
I bet kids does it to you. Surely.
Yeah, I must do.
It must do. I don't know.
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know. But
I've got a dog. Kind of feels like it.
Does it?
Yeah. Honestly.
Like a kid?
Yeah. I have to flip in.
That's some dog, that though.
She's mental, man.
What breed is it?
Cavapoo.
A what?
A Cavapoo.
A Cavapoo.
Poo.
So it's a cross between a Cavalier Spaniel
That's right. And
a poodle.
Go on, son.
I love that.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at a cockapoo. What did you say? Oh, no, not cockapoo. What did you say?
No, a Cavapoo. A cockapoo. It's a different... similar, but just a bit bigger.
Do you pay for it?
Yeah, 700 baht.
How do you... And hands in the air, I'm guilty of it. The dog I want is, you know, the bullseye dog.
No.
You do.
Do
Oliver
I?
Twist.
I
You
mean,
do.
I
Bill
haven't
Sykes'
seen-
dog. It's an English terrier.
Oh,
Bull terrier.
haven't they just been banned?
No, man, that's the big American
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
No.
Oh, that's an ugly dog, that mate.
That is it. What do you mean?
That's
It's gorgeous.
ugly, man. Okay, from that angle, yeah.
It's an English terrier.
Look at it from the side.
But you know,
It looks proper British as well.
like, I really want one, and I am gonna probably one day buy one. But it sits funny with me, like
Why?
because there's loads like in the homes that need help. You know,
Yeah.
you just feel bad, don't you? Ever been to Sadburge?
Yeah.
How'd that make you feel?
Well, that's all right, innit?
It's all right, isn't it? No.
Look. If it's so my sister's like, if she would see a dog, like she'd be like, oh, I need it. I feel so sorry for it.
Yeah.
I feel bad, but I'm like, I kind of want a cute one. Like
Yeah.
it sounds bad, do you know what I mean? Though it sounds bad,
Oh,
but
God.
I want. I'm like, that's why I was like, I'll pay a bit more and I'll get one that.
Yeah.
Like I've seen Daisy and I was like, she's my dog.
Yeah.
So she just kind of spoke to me like that, and I met her. I was like, she was hyper, and Tabby was like, she's got the same personality as you. So I was like, no, that's it. She's off it.
We got a dog from Sadburge when we were growing up. Tyler,
Right.
quite a famous dog in the friends and family.
Yeah.
Straight lunatic. I remember the day we got him, right, and I thought I broke him.
Right.
So the only person who knows about this is my sister because she was there. where we live, it was literally the day we got there. It was a puppy, but it was like a scallywag. It was a puppy it was found on the streets of
What breed?
Stockton. Half Springer Spaniel, so it had the craziness, and half something else. It basically had the mentality of a Springer Spaniel, though. And you know what they're like. They're just straight batshit crazy.
Yeah.
The day we got it, we took it for the first walk, me and my sister, and I'd let it off the lead. Where we lived, there was a bridge. It was like an old railway bridge.
Right.
You know, the Black Path in Darlington. It's like a Black Path. Well, that used to be a railway.
Right.
Once upon a time.
Yeah, you're all new, mate.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say I don't remember. I actually do remember it being a railway track. But long story short, there is a bridge. So it's bridge height. You know what I mean? Bridges aren't small. It's high. And you can walk along like the side of the bridge and like go up to it and down like this little path.
Yeah.
And literally 10 minutes after we got this dog, I'd let it off the leader and this little puppy's running about. And literally, I remember going up the bridge with the dog and the dog, like, no fear, just jumped clean. Just jumped clean off the bridge. And below it was just concrete.
Never.
Yeah. And
Never.
we must be talking like, I don't know, 20 foot,
Yeah,
25 foot. You couldn't run and jump,
No.
touch it. It was way up. Like, we're talking like bedroom window of a house height. Do you know what I mean?
Didn't die.
No, well, it didn't die, but I thought it did. So it hit the deck, obviously, and it like started having like a spasm.
Yeah.
And it looked like its jaw detached from its head. It was quite like harrowing. I can still picture it there. I remember looking down, just, you know, like just in shock, like you just freeze. And my sister stood looking at this, what appeared to be a mangled dog, right? Having this like this, you know, like this
fit.
Yeah, this fit. And it just jumped up and like shook its head and then just wagged its tail and cracked on. And that within 10 minutes of getting Tyler, I knew Tyler was a lunatic. Either he was a lunatic when we got him, or maybe we broke him. I don't know what it was.
Reboot.
Yeah,
Ready
like
to go.
yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, that's mad. That.
Yeah, so that's why that was our sad Burge dog.
Yeah.
For the next 15 years, Tyler lived like that. He was a maniac.
May he rest in peace.
May he rest in peace. Yeah, no, he was a good dog.
Yeah.
We all have that memory of the dog we lost.
I
don't
love
we?
dogs, me, honestly.
You ever lost a dog?
No, but funny story. So
Funny, lost a dog.
No, it's not funny. No, it's not funny.
Right.
It's bad crack actually. So
Not funny, bad
no,
crack.
not funny at all. Actually,
No.
not literally not funny.
Really not funny.
Really not funny. So back in Romania when I was 7, 8, anyway, don't matter. Our neighbour had a dog that was always locked in a cage. It was like a big German Shepherd.
Right.
But like, so Romanian dogs, like a lot of people have dogs, but they just keep them outside. Like the concept of having a dog in your house, it's not normal.
Huh.
Yeah, mental. Yeah, so just keep it outside. Obviously, German Shepherd, they love the cold anyway, so it wasn't, a problem. But anyway, it would proper
They
bark.
love the cold anyway.
They do, don't they?
I don't think so, mate. No,
I
No,
swear they
I
do.
don't think they love the cold.
Yeah, Google that. Do German Shepherds love the cold? I bet they do.
No, mate. You think of a husky?
Yeah, husky. Yeah. Yeah, husky. It might have been a husky.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
Was it like a white German Shepherd?
Yeah.
It's a husky. Yeah.
It looked like a bear.
It's a husky.
Yeah, it's a husky. That bit.
Right. Anyway.
I don't think they like the cold. I think they're just all right in the cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, but carry on.
Regardless.
Anyway, we move on.
Yeah, that dog didn't have a good life.
No.
No. Anyway, you would know, like, you don't go and touch it if it's like, I'll bite your hand off kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So we had a little dog. She gave birth to 3 puppies. Yeah. Anyway, we hear our neighbour shouting. Don't know what's going on. He comes over. He's like, by the way, my dog broke out the cage. Can you check on your dogs? And I was like, yeah, all right. Honestly, it's not funny, but I'm laughing. But it's not. It's really not. My mom goes in the shed, right?
Oh, no. Oh,
It's
no.
so bad. Literally broken bits
Oh.
of the puppies everywhere, mate. And the mum was dead as well. So the husky or whatever it was, like
The white German
the
Shepherd.
white German Shepherd husky, literally killed the dog. Didn't eat them, just tear them apart
Savage.
and left a little bit.
Right.
And then returned back into his cage, and we just found a little puppy like in the corner. left, and she became our new, obviously, dog. But yeah, really sad. It wasn't funny. I don't know what I said.
No.
No.
It's
It was
like
a bad story.
the opposite to funny, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, but that's what you do, innit? You laugh about it because otherwise you cry.
Yeah. Right. So this dog from next door
Yeah, lunatic, mate. Like,
got through the fence, got to where this mum and the puppies were.
So they came in our house, basically, in the back of the house.
Right.
It was a little shed connected to the house. Obviously, door was open, just went in and flipping killed. It's mad, that, innit? Just kill for pleasure, though.
Well,
I guess they are predators, aren't they? Are they?
well, I'm not sure. What we have is sort of a domesticated, bred down version. They do come from wolves, I guess. They look quite wolf-like. But obviously there's been generations of breeding down to this, the various breeds. But on the whole, they're pretty, these dogs, for the most part, probably wouldn't survive in the wild.
Yeah.
They'd be lucky if they did. They're too domesticated now.
But they still bite, though, don't they? Like, my Cavapoo, she's little and she bites for fun.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, a big one, if they bite for fun, do you know what I mean? They'll flip and have you.
Well, if you think some dogs, obviously the little ones aren't too worrying. Even if they bite you, they probably not, they couldn't kill you. You could probably
Just
overpower
flipping
it.
Scratches everywhere, yeah.
But some of them big dogs, like Rottweilers and
Pit bulls and that,
like they weigh like what 8, 9, 10, 11 stone. Like they're powerhouses of muscle. Have you seen the jaws?
Yeah.
Like, of course. Like, if they, you hear about it. Yeah. These horrible things that happen.
That's why I wouldn't have one personally.
I could never have a great big one. No.
Because I'm like, don't get me wrong, you get to trust a dog, but it's a dog at the end of the day.
Do you know? It's funny you should say that. For the first time, I've had that experience in my life. I've had a few dogs. I had a few. I've had two, really. As I grew up, I was lucky to be a toddler sort of thing, and there was a dog as a puppy then.
Yeah.
That seen me till I was about 14. There was the year of mourning, and then Tyler came, and Tyler was around until I was in my 30s.
Yeah.
So I've known two dogs, but both of them dogs were like leg height, like knee height. Like, they weren't little dogs, but they were like middle dogs.
Yeah.
And as much as you wouldn't want to put your face next to them to give you a bite, which I will add both did at certain times, you always felt that, like, if shit kicked off and that dog went absolutely crazy, you feel like, I could do that dog. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying it'd be easy, it might catch me, but I think I'll win. Do you know what I mean? If it come down to it, I think I'll be all right. That dog's gonna I think I'm gonna win that dog. And I've always seen these dogs, getting walked or people's houses, and people who have like pit bulls and these big uns.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've never been close, but I've always looked at them a bit funny. Like my auntie, for example, as I was growing up, she had a real German Shepherd, not a white one, a real one, right? She had two.
Yeah.
And I always felt a bit iffy. I'd stroke it, but when it'd growl at you, like sometimes, like this German Shepherd didn't like kids. Right. And we were like little kids, like it was called Sheba, I think. And we'd be like pulling on it and like, hello. And so the dog would just look and, just, and you just knew, and it looked at you to like, And later in life, my mum recently, 6-7 years ago, got it's half greyhound, half Saluki. So this is tall. It's like a horse, this big horse dog. It's like, it looks like a giant whippet. Whippets are like skinny. Yeah. Imagine one of them, but like juiced up.
Yeah, I know which one you mean.
Yeah.
What do you call them?
It's a Saluki.
Is that?
Yeah,
is
the one with like the long ears? Yeah. So it's one of
them,
but because it's crossed with a greyhound, it hasn't got the long ears. It looks just like a Saluki without the lugs.
Yeah.
But it must have a beak. What do you call a dog's?
Nose?
Yeah.
The face.
The beak. Do you know what I mean? It's like a beak.
Isn't that what you call it for birds?
Yeah, so that looks like Gary. It's called Gary.
Sup, Gaza?
Funnily enough, go up. South Park, go up again. Is that maximum height? I'm sure I've just seen a picture of Gary.
That's not Gary.
There's Gary there on the right. Greyhound Wikipedia. That looks just like Gary.
Does it?
Yeah, just like him. Gary might be a bit stuck here. But I feel a bit funny around Gary. Like, Gary's a nice dog, right?
Yeah.
But when he's next to you and his head is like this big, and you lift his thing up and you play with him and he has these big, massive, long things. Yeah. I just think that, like, if shit kicked off, like, I'm not certain I can beat Gary. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm a little bit like tentative around him. And that was my first real exposure, being close to a dog that I find a little bit scary. And like you say, I don't think I could ever have a big one.
Yeah.
Because you just think it could fuck you up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Do you know what I was reading the other day?
What's that?
Speaking, you think dogs are bad, yeah? Let's say, if you've got a cat, yeah, and a dog, and if you die in your house and no one checks up on you,
Right.
the cat will eat your flesh.
I've heard this.
That's madness. The
Yeah.
dog wouldn't.
Yeah.
So
Well,
why would you get a cat? People love cats. I hate cats, mate.
well, can you imagine if a cat was the size of a dog?
Oh my
You'd be
goodness.
fucked, mate.
You'd be oh my.
You'd be in big trouble, mate. Imagine. No, seriously, like,
Yeah, oh mate.
Mate.
I'd be terrified. I'd be get me out of here.
mate, cats don't like you.
Nah.
Like, they don't like anybody.
No.
It's only because they're so small that they're not a threat.
Oh my goodness! Imagine it. Imagine though. Actually, think about it. That's madness.
If your house cat was the size of Gary, what you've got, right, is a predator. It's
Yeah.
gonna fuck you and your whole family up. You're all dead.
Well, you've practically got a lion. Then,
You've got a
haven't you?
lion.
Yeah.
You've got a lion. It's
Yeah.
a tiger. It's
Yeah.
what it is, a leopard or something. You know what I mean? They're gonna mess you up.
Imagine you're asleep and the cat's like,
Oh,
"Hello,
mate.
Daniel."
Mate, that's a cat.
Oh mate.
Cats are like the world's probably scariest predators.
Yeah.
But we just don't realize. Oh, hello, kitty, 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 kitty. No, man, not kitty,
So-
kitty,
so like
kitty.
they're like-
Not kitty, kitty. Oh.
Nah, man.
We've talked about my friend Mike before. I've told this story on here before, right? About the cats.
I'm not sure.
Just,
Yeah, go on.
just to put it into perspective, what you've just said about the cats will eat you. My friend has a number of properties. He's a landlord. Okay.
Oh yeah, you have.
Sorry for people who've heard this again, but I'll tell the story again.
Yeah.
He's a landlord. He went to one of his properties. I think you know where this story's going. He went to one of his properties. Nobody was answering the door. It was a rough estate, blah, blah, blah. After posting things to the letterbox, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, he's going to have to break an entry.
Yeah.
Right? Breaks an entry, walks in the house, can smell something, and he walks into a room and he sees a half-eaten man
No.
sat in a chair. Funnily enough, this story, I was on the phone to him whilst we were talking about something else.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was having a conversation with Mike, and I was thinking, rude, because you could just see a bang, bang, and I'm like, what you doing?
What you doing?
Yeah, what you doing? Oh, I'm just getting an email. Carry on, mate. Do you know? Da, da, da.
Yeah.
Anyway, then just oh, the vet his hands. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like, yeah, like cat's at him. Yeah, the fellow who's like a crazy cat guy, he didn't just have one, he had a few.
What do you reckon the cat's thinking? Like, ooh, where do I start here?
Well, you know, to be honest, you can't follow them because the cats are starving. These are house
Oh,
cats.
mate, yeah.
They're in the house.
Yeah.
They're locked in. Days have gone by. They've got nothing to eat. And this fella's not moving. So they're going to eat him.
If you were a cat, would you start with the hands?
Well, there'll be that hanging down, wouldn't there? You don't have to, you just have a
I don't
nibble.
know, I'll go for the face, me, I think, you know.
Would you?
Yeah, because you'd lick, wouldn't you? You're like,
There's no meat on the face, though.
Yeah, I guess.
My finger's like a little sausage, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Ooh, chicken.
Yeah. Yeah, they'd at him,
Bad
like.
that.
Yeah, cats will mess you up, like. But just, funny you mentioned it, I'll ask you, what was growing up?
forgot.
No, I haven't. What was growing up in Romania like then? Because that's already a difference. What was it like?
Obviously, I'm 28, so similar to here, I think, in a way, as in definitely more outdoorsy, like. Do you know what I mean?
What do you mean by that?
Like, I didn't spend all my childhood just playing video games and that. So I was out all the time, mate. Obviously, so I lived in a little village. So outside of the main city, about 10 minutes away. Life was different, mate. We had, like, our house, we had so much land. I'm talking like acres.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's quite normal there. Do you know what I mean? So we had pigs when I was growing up.
No way.
Yeah. Had pigs, had chicken, had flipping. Did we have a cow? No, I think my granddad had a cow.
Class.
Yeah. So proper, like, I loved it, mate.
My sort of, like, my vision, of Eastern Europe, which
Yeah.
is what that is like everybody, like, eats turnip soup with, like, a rusty
Yeah,
fork
yeah.
and has a cow with a cough. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just hard times, diabolical. But, like, your stereotype pretty much like, yeah, we had a cow.
Yeah.
Turn
But it was
soup
like
and
that. But it's funny because we were never like, we weren't poor. Like,
No.
it's just what you had. Do you know what I mean? You worked the land as well. Like we, grew potatoes, flipping tomatoes, whatever, you name it, we had it all.
So like all this, like, your livestock, which is what it was,
Yeah, yeah.
livestock, and you're growing. Were you pretty self-sufficient then? Did you live off your own stuff? Your
No.
pigs were to eat, right?
Yeah, but so pigs, we were. Oh mate, I cut a pig before as well.
Did ya?
Oh mate, I don't know if I should say that or not.
Of course you should.
So
Circle of life.
it's funny. Yeah, so the pigs would be like, we would do them for winter, and then you cut them and you have like loads of meat for the winter.
How many would you do in a winter?
Or just one mate, because he would.
It lasts and freeze it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big.
And the chickens were
fat
for the
fella.
eggs. You didn't
Yeah.
eat the chickens though.
Oh yeah.
But what about the eggs?
Obviously had the eggs as well, but when you were done with the chicken.
You'd eat the men one, wouldn't you? I guess because men ones don't do eggs, do they?
No, but you would still have them. You had plenty to go around. You know what I mean?
How many chickens do you have?
Oh mate.
Loads.
So my dad, he's a funny guy. So obviously he's a builder. He tried to get away from construction all his life.
Right.
Because, it's a bit different construction over there because you kind of have to break it back all the time. It's like hard work, do you know what I mean? Not like here. It's hard work here, but you've got different tools, you've got a digger when you dig, stuff like that. Yeah. So, like, he would come home and he would be chatted all the time. Like, he couldn't chat sometimes with me. You're like, oh, hi, Dad. Like, nah, mate, I'm too tired for
battered.
that. Yeah, and he would be battered. And, I can't blame him. Like,
Yeah. All manual, innit?
yeah, hard work. But, so he tried so many businesses. So, we would they tried to sell chicken. So, we had hundreds.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're selling chickens, you've got a few.
Hundreds.
You have to.
So, funny thing is, my mum's going to hate me for saying this. So obviously, we didn't sell them alive, right? So, we had to cut them.
Right.
So, my mum, this is like proper Borat, sorry. So, so my mum, obviously, my mum was home a lot. So, my dad said, look, like, you need to, like, cut the head. It's the fastest way.
You said it to your mum.
My dad said this to my mum,
Right,
like, cut the head is the fastest way to die,
right?
For the chicken to die and doesn't feel pain and blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right. So first one she cut, bless her, obviously, like she cut the head and there's, blood.
Yeah.
She cried her eyes out.
No, she didn't.
Yeah.
Oh.
She felt so bad. Anyway, after a few, my mum was like, bang, next one, bang, bang. Like, she was just flipping killing chicken.
One after the other.
Yeah, but
Wallop.
Yeah, but it's what happens. It's brutal, but it's...
Yeah.
I mean, how do you think you get KFC? Do you know what I mean?
Obviously.
Yeah, it's how it happens.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to know we get KFC. I mean, have you seen the documentary?
Oh, mate, yeah.
Oh, hell no.
Binging that, innit?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so obviously, they tried that. My dad tried to sell mushroom. So he made his own mushroom. Like, yeah, mate, I can't remember.
Edible mushrooms?
Yeah.
How'd you grow a mushroom?
Oh, so I was young, mate. But what I remember, he would mix the thing in we had like a big bathtub, mix the soil and what have you. We had a room full of like big bags, and then mushrooms just come out of the bags.
What?
Yeah, proper mental. So we had hundreds of them.
And that was in a room in the house?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, so in the back of the house, like the house was massive.
Right.
Like, obviously not like the next bedroom, do you know what I mean? But at the side of the house. Then he tried, do you know what chinchilla is?
Chinchilla, it's an animal.
Yeah. Google chinchilla.
I know what a chinchilla is.
So they've got, their fur is very expensive.
Yeah. People have chinchilla stuff and it costs a lot of money.
So we had, there you go.
Yeah, we were going to try and get one as a pet when we were younger.
Really?
You can get them from the pet shop.
Right, never. Well, in Romania, obviously, they're rare. You don't really... So my dad bought... We had about 50 of them, I think.
What?
Just to grow for the fur and sell it.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I'm loud, obviously.
No.
So No. So my dad... Apparently, you're not allowed to be loud next to them because they can have a shock. And if they get a shock, the fur is not as nice. So, like, if they're shaking that, it affects the fur.
No way.
So my dad would be like, if you go in this room, shut up.
Right.
So literally I would go in the room and like, oh my God, Dad, like, they look so nice. You know, like, I was little. I was, I don't know, 7, 8. I was fascinated.
Little
it's
do
like,
you know they were getting skinned.
like good looking rabbits, innit?
Yeah.
That's what they are.
Cuties.
Yeah, so we had that. Then we planted strawberries.
Right.
Acres full of it.
Acres?
Yeah.
On your land?
Yeah. Like
you must have had some crazy land.
Oh, mate. So we worked, I worked hard, mate. I was,
Oh, yeah.
if I wanted money, I had to graft for it. That's how it was. So that was my childhood. Like, it's very different to yours.
Do you know what? It actually sounds really nice. Like, apart from like the murdering of
Yeah,
chinchillas
yeah.
and chickens, apart from that bit, but apart from that, it sounds really nice.
Do you know what though, mate? I am so grateful for it. Like,
I bet.
He taught me like hard work. Do you know what I mean? Like, you need to work if you want something done in life. I think that's why you get the problem you have today, innit? You know, they say, oh, a lot of Brits don't want to work or whatever. It's because they never had to.
Oh, yeah.
And they, the system's there for them to flip and abuse it.
Yeah.
So why would they?
Well-
But it's funny because my kids will never have what. You know when you hear your parents, oh, I had to walk through snow to get to school or whatever.
Yeah.
I had to do all that. Well,
You genuinely had to do it.
Yeah, mate, going to school, I would have to wake up at 6 o'clock every morning. Winters, it would get minus 20 degrees sometimes. I would have to walk to the bus stop in the snow, little kid, wait for the bus. Sometimes it'd take 2 hours, it would never come, stuff like that, to go to the city to go to school because I didn't have a school in my village.
Wow.
So I'd spend, like, it's mad, but my parents just had to let this kid go on public transport.
Just in the wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
But it
that's
was normal, I bet.
Yeah, it was normal. But
Everybody did.
Pretty wild, that.
How old were you?
Well, all the way from 8 till 13,
To leaving?
till when I moved to the UK.
Huh.
Mad, that, innit?
I mean, walking to the bus stop in the snow's not that mad.
No, but getting on a bus full of strangers, going to a big city like the size of Newcastle,
I suppose that is a bit
walking to
different.
the school.
It's not the school bus.
No,
it's the bus.
The bus.
The bus.
Everyone's going to work, kids,
Yeah, yeah.
And the bus driver, like one of them.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like one of them, mate. Like Home Alone. Like
Yeah.
that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
I'd be, terrified.
I bet.
But, it was dark outside. I'd have to get home, stuff like that. That was life for me.
It was just
Mad. I never think about it, mate. Do you know what I
No.
mean? Yeah.
I often think that, and I've never really asked you, like, other than you're from Romania, yeah, I went from Romania, that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But we've never really gone any deeper.
No.
And I often thought, that's why I wanted to ask you, like, I bet there was some differences.
Yeah.
But that farm life, as what it seems like, that reminds me a little bit of hearing the stories from my granddad.
Right.
Like, he grew up in, I guess he was born in, like, 1918. So he grew up through the 20s, I guess you would say, and obviously a bit into the 30s, stuff like that. But those sorts of vibes that you've just talked about, that sort of, they had livestock, they would kill stuff, grow stuff.
Yeah.
It seemed like a really, like really good for you. Like a really, what's the word? Like really, like valuable way to be brought up.
It formed me as a obviously child. It traumatized me as well.
Of course.
Like, oh mate, so listen to the story. Yeah, obviously we had pigs, had to kill them for winter. You have to cut it. So I remember it would take 4 or 5 full-grown men to kill a pig.
Right.
I don't know if you ever seen a video or anything like it.
No.
Mate.
What happens?
So obviously they have to, do the thing. I don't know if you ever heard a pig scream.
Yeah, I've heard it.
So obviously I'm a kid. I'm like, can I watch? My dad's like, no, go inside. I'm like, no, I want to watch.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
sitting there like, "Woo, let's see what happens. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then obviously, there's blood coming out. I'm like, oh, was that cool? Anyway, the pig goes, like proper piggish.
Not pleased.
No, mate. Oh, so running, like the pig's obviously running around bleeding.
Yeah.
So there's like grown men trying to catch the pig. Right? Bad that, mate. So I was like, oh my goodness, that's, terrifying. Anyway, the pig dies in the end.
It just runs out, just bleeds out.
Yeah.
Paggers sort of
So,
thing.
yeah. So the pig lays there and you kind of burn it, like you burn the skin.
Yeah, you get the hair off it
Yeah,
and shit.
right. So they start burning the pig. The pig sat there, we all like, oh, the pig's dead, right? Start burning it, and all of a sudden the pig goes,
oh, no.
mate. So the pig comes back to life.
God.
Literally, I kid you not, I've never seen so many men shout in my life.
Shit the cell.
Yeah,
I bet.
bro. You would though, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So obviously, I was a kid. I was like, "Oh my goodness, is this what happens when they kill a pig?" Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Proper murder.
You won't forget that.
Oh mate, never.
No.
But then I was like, "Oh, this bacon's nice." You know what I mean?
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. The end result.
Sausage.
Obviously, it didn't scare you that much because you still ate it.
Oh yeah,
and
mate,
you still
I
have a
loved it.
bacon sandy now.
I love me a bacon sandwich.
Think you could kill a pig now?
Could I? I could never. No,
Why?
I'm just not built like that.
No.
Like I could watch it. Like I watch all sorts of like weird stuff, but I could never kill it. I imagine. But then as we got older, obviously my dad was like, "This is brutal." So we had I don't know if I should say this again. We had a guy who had a gun,
Right.
and he'd come and obviously shoot the pig,
Right.
So he'd die instantly,
Right.
and then they would take the bullet out, and that was that.
Why didn't they do that in the first place? Just didn't know a guy with a gun.
Yeah,
Is that what it
basically.
was?
yeah.
Yeah.
You guy with a gun.
Isn't it like when like the pig was like, all right? Because I thought when you were like slicing its thing, you were doing that like halal thing.
No.
Like, all right, wouldn't you like just go and get like a great big like, I don't know, big sledgehammer and just wallop it?
No, because you want to use everything, and I think it's the same with a pig. Like, if you're traumatized, the meat is not as good.
Really?
With animals, I think.
Well, it sounded pretty traumatized to me.
Am I making this? I might be making this up. But
Yeah, I think you might.
Yeah, maybe. But
Because that pig in your garden seemed
right, but how would you kill a pig? Get a sledgehammer. Right, you can't exactly be like, yeah, pig, sit, bang.
You don't get like a big sword or something. I don't know. Like a big knife.
Right, wait, bang. Is that what you like?
Yeah, I never thought
a
about
guillotine.
it, to be fair. Yeah, I never thought about it. I guess.
These are the easiest ways to kill a pig. So a firearm,
Yeah.
obviously. Captive bolt aimed in the frontal position. I'd imagine that's how they do it these days.
I think that's to do it in slaughterhouses. I think we use that bolt.
Or lethal injection.
I mean, you're not injecting it. I wouldn't be doing that. What's
Yeah,
going to go
right.
into the meat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably more humane, though, because it just slowly goes to sleep then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I suppose, yeah, I mean, you know, thinking of your dad, he's in Romania, right? He's in the village. Like, he can only kill it with what he's got.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't have a gun
No.
or know a guy with a gun.
Yeah.
And obviously, he doesn't really yield swords. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll just get the samurai sword.
yeah,
do you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Samurai
Ben,
Jack.
pass the samurai sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess
Daddy.
what you're left with is you're left with kitchen knives
Yeah.
and what tools you have.
Yeah.
So I guess he's getting sliced, I guess.
Yeah.
Look, it is what it is, and it might make some people squeamish, but like that's just
of life, mate.
It's just
It's-
part of life, and you know that's life in.
That's actually quite. It's funny because maybe you think about it, you think, oh, poor, or it's quite a cultural thing. Well,
Of
not so
course.
much now. Back in the day, like people with money would do it. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
it's what you do. It's So I've heard of this story. A family of Romanians moved into America. I can't remember where. Let's say Florida, whatever.
Right.
So they were like, do you know what? Let's buy a pig and kill it in our backyard.
Yeah.
Right? Like I said, pigs are loud. So obviously they're trying to kill this pig and pig goes, "Ah!" The neighbours look outside and they see a man running around with a knife trying to kill a pig. Right?
Imagine that.
Knock on the door. Open up! SWAT!
No way.
Yeah.
The SWAT team came.
Yes.
No.
Yeah. So they're like, what are you doing? Apparently they thought they're doing some weird ritual where
Yeah.
it's like, what do you mean, mate? It's
me
culture. Yeah. It's me bacon.
I'm just having me dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mad, that, innit?
No,
So it's just, that's what people know.
They do it now, and now you know I've got friends who live in Cuba,
Right.
And they've sent me pictures of. I got sent a picture of a pig once, and you know, I naively, I was like, "Oh, that's cute," and he said, "Yeah, you know, it's called Pablo." Yeah. You know, that's what my mate said, and yeah, after a while, I was like, "Why have you got a pig?" And he said, "Oh, we're eating it."
Pablo Escodena.
Yeah, and it was like, "Yeah, Pablo's dead now." Oh, right. Yes, it's normal.
Yummy.
Yeah, it's normal. But just in our country, like we don't.
I want to get a Cuba. What's that like? You been, right?
Yeah, I've been a few times.
You been to Havana?
Yeah, a few times.
Is that where they have all the old cars, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, man. Bet it's nice.
It is. It's beautiful. But there's two sides to Cuba.
Is it?
Yeah. That side of it's good. If you're going as a tourist, and you've got all your money with you, because getting money is a problem. Like,
Right.
there's no cash machines and stuff like that.
Oh,
Or
really?
Really, you get your money from a hotel.
Okay.
Like they have some kind of like shit exchange thing. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
It's a bit iffy. The big difference is your phone doesn't work, like ever.
What?
Yeah. So your phone never works. Their Wi-Fi in Cuba is almost non-existent. It might as well not work, right? I remember the first time I went, the shock to the system. Obviously, two mistakes I made before we went was taking a few days of cash with me.
Right.
Going back, I would have took all in cash. And the second time was not expecting the phone situation.
Right.
Yeah, so when you get there, obviously, your phone doesn't work, and you think, oh, I'll connect to Wi-Fi. They do give you a Wi-Fi code in the hotel, but it doesn't
May as well
work.
not be
You
there.
can stand there for ages trying to connect, and it doesn't connect. After a few days, I figured out, this is just has to stay here. Like there's no point in carrying this, apart from a few photographs,
Yeah.
But that's out the window. And the cash thing, all I remember from this particular hotel was you'd go down to the basement if you wanted money. You go down to the basement, and there was this room that was open for like 2 or 3 hours a day.
Right.
Really weird. You'd walk in, first thing you see is a guy with a gun, right? There's a guy with a gun, security,
Right.
and you want to be English, all right, and he just,
Yeah, yeah.
he's
yeah.
not, he doesn't want to
None
talk
of
to you.
that,
No. He just stood there. And there's a guy sat behind a desk. I say a desk, it's like a table,
Yeah.
right? And on this table, it looks like a 1950s bank. Like he's got like an old like checking machine
Yeah,
and that, stuff
Yeah.
like this. He does have a computer, but it looks like one of those white box computers
yeah.
from back in the day with like code on it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And a telephone, an old
Yeah.
telephone. And he doesn't speak English. And you want money. And what he did is he takes your bank card off you and he says, come back in 2 hours, right? And you're like, eh? So then you go away and you come back in 2 hours and he's got some cash for you, right?
Right.
I don't know what's gone on, right? I don't know how it's done, but he's got some cash out your bank. Long story short, that's what's happened.
Without you giving a pin.
Nothing. That's what happened. So what I'm imagining he must do is he must process it like a card payment, maybe. Do you know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what went on, but I know we did this twice, and that's how we got cash. But this, leave your card, come back in 2 hours. Sometimes, one time we went down, it was just no. Like, just no. What do you mean no? Just no work today. Like, and that was it. There's just no cash that day.
Right.
Is that right?
So,
Yeah.
did you check if they took anything of you? Or?
When I got home, obviously I couldn't there because there was no
Yeah.
internet. It was
Too
just
late,
chaos.
innit?
Just chaos, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you got home, you saw all these like dodgy transactions on your bank. Like, it's just all normality's out the window.
Yeah.
But apart from that, yeah, I mean, I don't mind saying Havana's the most magical city in the world.
Mm.
But it's good for a party. Amazing.
Yeah.
Like just, I think for the most part, because a lot
That's
of these.
beautiful, that.
Because a lot of these things are taken away, like, the internet barely works. They have a bit of internet for like Cuban cells and, Cuban sims and stuff like that. But generally it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And it's a long story, Cuba. It's, do a bit of research
Yeah,
on Cuba
yeah.
and how it works. It's very surreal. It's almost communism, almost. But when you remove all of that, and I think for the most part because of that, it creates a culture of people that are like nobody else. And I don't know how to describe them. You probably find this throughout the world where people that seem to have like a harder life, they seem to have a better life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I can't put my finger on it, and I'm not articulate enough to put it into words, but there is something magical about that place and the people within that place. It is really, really, really special.
Yeah.
Anybody who hasn't been, I would advise going. And it really, until you have gone, you won't understand what you mean. But when you do go, you'll go, I get it. There's something
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it. There's
yeah.
something different.
Yeah.
Maybe it's, again, combination of the history, the lifestyle, the way it's set up, combination of everything.
Yeah.
But it creates something a bit special. And, if you're going for a good time and to have fun and party, it's totally
But it's not a place you'd retire.
Absolutely not, no.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not, no. It's no good.
I guess, yeah.
I think, there's two kind of ways you can see Cuba. You can go as a young person with your friends, as I did. And as you can imagine, I had a great time. The nightlife in Havana is unlike anything else. I've been
Right.
all over the place, but hands down, there's nothing close to the nightlife in Havana. It's special, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's special. Do that. That's one way to do it. If you're not going with your friends to party, you can go as a tourist, and there is a lot to see. There's
Yeah.
a lot of culture. There's a lot of, architecture, a lot of buildings, a lot of experiences you can have. You can still, have a good time.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't advise going as an older person, really, because there's not many lifts. There's things like that. There's a lot of technology isn't there. A lot of stairs, and it's. I think it's a young person's place, to be
Right.
fair. But definitely you couldn't retire
I
there.
have quite a few friends who went, and they said, like you, it's actually surreal. Like,
Surreal.
that's the best way to describe it.
Yeah, it's really odd. Unlike anything else. You really
Yeah.
feel like you're somewhere else.
Yeah, yeah.
But a magical place. Yeah. Anybody who hasn't been, I'd advise going. But there's a problem with it now, isn't there?
Is there?
So, well, there is if you want to go to America, from what I can gather.
Right.
So, I found this out. Again, been to Romania, been to Cuba a few times. Last year, I applied for an American visa, an ESTA, it's called.
Right, yeah.
I'm planning on going to Disneyland with my mum, blah, 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 next year. When I was filling out the visa form, it asked a question, and it said, have you visited all these countries? One of them was Cuba.
Yes.
And it said, since January 2021.
I remember.
And I was like, huh. And I checked, and I thought, no, I went in 2020 mainly. Like, not mainly, only 2020. So, no, I hadn't. But I asked Mum about it, and Mum was like, oh, yeah. So, basically, if you have been after that date...
They might not let you in.
They might not let you in.
In case you're a spy.
I don't know. They just don't like Cuba, do they? Like, Americans have a thing with them. Like, they probably hate Cuba. Like,
that's mad, that.
Yeah, they probably hate them.
They love Dominican Republic, though, which is like...
Yeah. I think Cuba's quite pally with the Russians, I think.
All right.
I think it's something to do with that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Russian architecture, a lot of Russian cars, a lot of Russian influence. I think from what again, I'm a divvy, but from what I understand is America sort of like
pied
them off in the 1950s.
Right.
And then I think in the 1960s and 70s or whatever, I think Russia was like, we'll be your friend. And I think Russia started supplying Cuba with a lot of things. They're doing a lot of trade with them. You do see a lot of so you see two types of cars in Cuba, basically.
Ladders.
You see 1940s, 1930s, 1950s American, all American and only American. Then the other set of cars, you'll see the 1970s, 1980s, early 1990s Russian little whatever they call them, little Russian cars, ladders and shit like that. They're the car. Yeah. So from what I can gather, that's what happened.
It says here that the US government in January 2021, which is a month after you went, designated Cuba as a state of sponsor of terrorism. So I'd imagine they're, adding to terrorism and
basically. Yeah. So
boring.
If you do go, you might want to think about if you are going to go to America because it might cause you a problem.
Interesting.
Yeah. It is a shame because it's a nice place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
But if anybody does go, don't go because I've looked across the country. There's all these like resorts and like it just looks like anywhere else.
Yeah.
Like it looks like Cancun. It looks like a Caribbean island. The 5-star hotel on the beach. Why would you go to Cuba for that? Go to Havana for God's sake. Like. Get involved. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Play the song. Havana.
Do the thing.
You know what I mean? You've got to get involved. Special place. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. But where were we? I was going to quiz you a bit more about Romania.
Go on.
School. How does that differ?
Oh, mate.
So
I went... It's so different, actually. You mean me? I haven't thought about this so long. First of all, obviously, you know my background. I'm a Christian. I went to a Christian school.
Huh.
But it's very... What's the word? Well, strict is the word over there. So as a guy, I wasn't allowed to have long hair.
Really?
In school. No.
Huh.
Just didn't like that. If you're a man, you're not meant to have long hair, apparently.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So
no.
Honestly, the director, which was like head of the school, he was my maths teacher as well. So he had a thing, like if my hair was getting a bit longer. So he was a
so-and-so, was he?
Awful man.
Right.
Supposedly a Christian, but awful man. He'd come in, good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir. As you do. He'd come in, and he had, it was like, right, you'll have two moods. One of them, he'll start teaching us whatever, what you have to do. The other one, he'll come in a chair, sit like this. It's like, right, Bude. I'm like, oh, here we go. Lecture book, question number 5. How'd you solve this? Out in front of everyone, show us.
No.
Yeah. So he had 5-6 people that he would ask all the time. Me, only if my hair was getting longer, he'd get me out.
Right.
So he would obviously, because you can't really say you're not allowed to have long hair, but it was an unspoken rule. If you were doing this, you'd get, have to go in front of the class and you'd get, show us how to do this. Who knows how to do that? Do you know what I mean? They'd be like, oh, you're becoming a bad guy. He'll tell you in front of the class and that. And you'd be like, oh.
Outed you?
Yeah.
Or made you feel uncomfortable?
Did
he ever actually say, like, your hair's getting long? Or did he
Yeah,
just...
yeah.
Right,
yeah.
In front of the class?
Yeah, he would say it.
Right.
If girls had makeup, they'd get the same treatment as me.
Really?
You weren't allowed to have makeup. Yeah, it was proper strict school.
Huh.
So that was that.
How did they feel with, like, boys and girls mixing? Like, because, like, Catholic schools and stuff, I think they keep them separate and stuff, don't they?
Yeah, but it wasn't quite like that.
Right.
It wasn't quite like that. So they teach you so much stuff that it's useless. Like, that's what I loved about the UK when I came here and they were like, oh, by the way, you can choose the subjects you want to do. I was like, what do you mean?
Choices?
Yeah, choices.
Choices?
They were like, yeah, if you don't like history, you don't have to do history. I'm like, I flipping hate history. So obviously I don't want to do history. But in Romania, you have to learn, biology, science, everything. I did French. And the level of maths compared to the UK, it's mental.
In what way?
Like, you learn, it's so much more advanced over there.
Is it?
Oh, mate, so much more
So
advanced.
school's harder?
So much harder.
So you're coming out of school a lot more educated,
Yes.
basically. Weird.
But also, well, it's a bit different because you come out of school drilled with stuff that's
Is it
useless.
Is it not just because it's more strict, therefore kids learn better? What I mean is, I would like to think that the curriculum and what people are getting taught, like, is as good or as high level in England as it is in Romania. It's just maybe people in Romania are more better behaved on the whole than the English kids who, let's be honest, just speak to the teachers like shit. Let's be honest. And therefore, you're creating a higher level of knowledge, or is that just not it? Is it just harder?
I actually think it's harder.
Really?
I think it's much harder. But also, they teach you stuff you don't need to know. Like, so much more extra. Where in the UK, the good thing about it, if you do want to know more science and go into that field, you can, right? And then there's so much you can learn, and you'll get up to speed where someone in Romania maybe is, let's say. But someone who hates science in Romania might have to do it regardless. So then you feel, I'm awful at school just because you're not good at one subject that you don't have a choice whether you want to take it or not.
Right.
So I absolutely love the English system in that way because obviously you've got your subjects that you have to do, science, maths, English, which I think you should anyway. But then it's like, oh, cool, do you like photography? Do that. It's like, that's mint, actually. I think it allows you to kind of develop that way from an early age.
You did photography at school?
I did.
What?
Yeah. In UK?
Yeah, there's nothing like that in my school.
No?
No? Photography?
Yeah.
You're joking, aren't you?
Yeah. So we would go out, take photos of the, grass and
No way.
yeah, and say how does that make you feel? And
Well, you know what? Like, I'm going to say it. Like, maths, right? After you've learned to, like...
1, 2, 3, 4.
Add up, times, subtract, and take away. Okay, you need to know them, right? When have you ever used algebra? Like, when have you ever done that aim over stuff?
Since I'm a builder, mate, you use it so much.
Algebra?
Yeah.
What, letters and that?
Not like formulas like proper extreme, but I use maths more than more than I did in web design.
Yeah, maths, adding and subtracting and that.
Yeah, you mean like proper X, Y, Z.
Maybe I didn't explain. No.
Like
that stuff we all need to learn.
Yeah.
We
like
use that in every day of our
Excel
life.
algebra, like
Of course.
advanced.
But
yeah.
I don't know what's the word for it. Like
Trigonometry. No, that's
No. I'm saying like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division.
Yeah.
Of course, we all need to learn that, and of course, we should have learned that throughout school. And really, we should have just concentrated on that and got more and more and more advanced and better. But everything else in maths, like Pythagoras theorem, algebra, all them letters and all that, like I don't. Maybe I'm alone, but I never needed to know algebra.
No, I know what you mean.
What was the point in that?
So like this, I think most of it is to develop your mind, though.
Do you think?
I think so.
I personally think it's because there'll be some kids, wonder kids, who then understand and make sense of all these things, and then they go and progress in that field because they've got the option of doing higher maths. So then you progress and you become...
So what? To teach other kids stuff they don't need? Like, you don't need that
mate,
stuff.
We need people to keep on exploring stuff, like find different things. Like, I don't know, someone just discovered a new way to like cure cancer faster, stuff like that. It's like...
What, is that because of algebra?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like,
Right. I don't know.
To
I'm
excel in
genuinely
the
asking.
field, you think would have to learn the basics of it first, and then I don't know. We're different, aren't we? So, like, is it geometry where you've had to shapes and had to learn how to flip and tell the angle of? I think so. Anyway, we saw dum dum.
I don't know, mate.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
played
right.
football.
So Tabby loves stuff like that. Like she can proper see it. Like she's a visual learner. You show her. I don't understand any of that. Like
No.
3D, anything like that. Nah, I don't deal with it. Like you give me proper numbers. That's how I work with it. But Tabby learns the other way. So it's like some people have geometry, whatever it's called, algebra. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know. I don't know.
Like English, like, okay, I get English. Of course. There was nothing. I wasn't great at English, but I can't put a finger wrong with anything that was in any of that English teaching because pretty much it's all been used in later life. Everything.
Yeah.
From reading and writing to learning a thing or two about like Shakespeare and stuff like that. Yep, all valuable.
Yeah.
But some of the others, maths especially, like apart from like the plus and the minus and stuff, yeah, apart from them things, everything else never needed. And science, what's that about? Like, what do you mean? Like chemistry.
Yeah.
So hang on a minute. Right, hang on a minute. I have to know like the periodic table, right? It's important
That
for
was-
me
yeah.
to know the chemical symbol of tin. Why?
Tin?
Why? Why do I need to know the chemical symbol of everything?
What's
Have
it-
you ever used the chemical symbols?
No.
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 Can you think of why you would ever need them, apart from being a chemist?
That actually no. Like,
No.
Is it so? You look at paracetamol, it's like, oh, that has a bit of a
But they
potassium
don't.
in it.
Yeah, but like, okay, so in the back of a paracetamol box, it'll
Yeah.
tell you what's in it. But like, okay, so you know what's in it. But why do you need the chemical symbols though? Why do you need to
I
learn
don't
the
know.
periodic table? Why has that ever been used? You know what? To be fair, I was terrible at language at school. But
yeah.
now I'm older. That makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
it's a great thing to speak a different language. I get that. History, I get it. It adds to your knowledge to know
Yeah.
the history of the world. Yeah, I understand that. Geography, yeah, of course. Know where things are.
Yeah.
Get stuff. I get that. Religious studies, of course, optional. You should, if you want to learn, you want to learn. If you don't, you don't. Great. I guess RE, religious studies, kind of comes under the umbrella of history for me a little bit.
yeah.
It's like religious history.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, not all of it's history, but I think that should be taught. But, when you look at the three main fundamental ones, the maths, English, and science, I'm not saying you don't need maths and English, but you definitely don't need science.
Yeah.
Like, what do you need science for?
Yeah, we are that.
Why do you need to know what
Again,
frogs-
I do think it's someone's like, oh my goodness, that's so mint. Let me devote my life to find out the cure for whatever.
The biology of a frog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How to dissect a frog.
Yeah.
So I can later go to so I can have
No.
it. Do you know what I mean? It's so what when you were at school, did you not get optionals like to choose?
Yeah, we got options, but I don't know whether it was just because I'm really old or because my school was really not great.
I
but
went to Eastbourne, mate.
yeah, there wasn't a vast variety of options. My memory doesn't serve me that well, but I sort of still have a visual image of what this letter looked like. So we got this letter through the post, and it was about your options. And from what I remember, there was 2 lists, right? Each list had about 6, 7, or 8 things in it, right? And you had to pick one from each list. So in one list, there would be like business studies, PE, geography, something else. And the other list, the only one that was in both lists was business studies. That was in both lists, but it was the only one.
Right.
And the next thing was like art, RE, da-da-da-da-da. And you had to pick one from each, but there was no photography, there was no, like, nothing
Was
advanced.
there IT?
I think there was IT. I think there was, but I don't think it was an option. I think it was just something that was foundational.
Right.
You know, like maths, English, and science.
Yeah.
I think it was like a
Just had
foundation.
something, yeah.
You did it, yeah. I personally didn't. I fell out with an IT teacher, so I wasn't allowed in. But long story short, yeah, we did do IT. I mean, gosh, it was very basic from what I for the 2 lessons I got in. It was a room full of computers, and I remember playing hamster dance, and that was about it. You know, but yeah, it was very limited from my memory. Technology, you could pick a technology. So you could pick cooking, graphics, or woodwork.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Resistant materials, I think it was called for us. Resist.
It
Something
sounds like you went to a posh school. Resistant materials.
Yeah, something like that. RM, I think.
I was just called woodwork. You know what I mean? Woodwork. Yeah, basically, yeah.
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 Did you fancy any of your teachers?
I did. Funnily enough, it was the one that hated me the most.
Really?
Yeah, it was my tutor.
That says a lot about you, mate.
Yeah. I mean, me and her did not get on.
No?
No.
Was she young or?
Yeah. She's in her 30s.
Do you remember her name?
Yeah. She was my tutor.
Right.
And one of my options I picked was art, and she was an art teacher. So me and this teacher, we hated each other, but we were constantly with each other. Like, I saw like most of every day.
Right.
Like, because when you do your option, you do it like 4 times a week, and it's like for half a day. Do you know what I mean? And she was also my tutor. Like, it's just no good. And I wasn't. In the end, we fell out that much that she banned me from being near her.
Right.
So basically, I spent half of my time.
So Dan was like, I want even more.
No, I hated her after that.
Did you?
I only fancied her when she first came.
Right.
I mean, my tutor changed halfway through school. So I
Right.
had like a really old dude, and then he left, and then this new hot lady came. And yeah, everybody fancied her.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I think everyone had a teacher in school, that
Did
all
you?
the lads. Yeah. It was the art teacher,
always art teachers.
Miss
huh?
Woodhouse.
Oh, names and that.
Yeah, mate.
All kooky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the lads. Because she was dating another teacher.
Uh-huh.
But you know when two teachers try to act like they're not dating each other?
Yeah.
So all over us, we were young, we were kids, like, hey, hold on, they're dating now, look at them, they're flirting, you know, all of that.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, felt bad for
Yeah, there was
the guy.
a bit of conspiracy. I remember at school. I don't remember the exact details, but there was a bit of conspiracy that our woodwork teacher was having a thing with the geography teacher.
Right, I thought you were going to say woodwork and art, because it was
No.
the same with ours.
No. Was it?
Yeah.
No. But no, God, can you imagine? Like, yeah, as soon as kids
Are
catch wind of
teachers
that,
allowed to date?
I don't know. I think they are. Maybe it's like not frowned upon,
Is it?
whatever the
I don't
word
know.
is. Like,
They probably have to declare and maybe not work together.
do you think?
I don't know, because I guess if you're married and get a job at the same school, they kind of gotta be like,
Yeah. They probably
I don't know.
advise against it, I would imagine, but
Yeah.
they can't stop. Not
Yeah,
certainly not in
it's-
this world.
It says it's one of them. It's just sort of frowned upon,
Grey area.
unless it's like forbidden in their contract, which is rare.
interesting.
You know what, especially like in this day and age now, like you can't discriminate against anything.
No,
so
man.
it'll be kosher now.
Yeah,
If it
yeah.
wasn't before, it is now. You
Yeah.
can't tell nobody nothing now.
Nah.
Nothing.
Unless you're Piers Morgan.
Unless you're Piers Morgan. God bless his
Some boy.
soul.
Some boy.
Yeah.
Man, I respect the guy. Don't get me wrong. He's a weird guy, but he'll call it how it is.
Do you know I'm staying in Romania.
Uh-huh.
Do you know in Romania, okay. What is the life of a 12-year-old boy in England? He doesn't care about school.
Mm-hmm.
He cares about football, plays football all day. I'm just stereotyping
Yeah.
here. He plays football. He drinks in the park on a night with his friends, snogs his girlfriend, that sort of stuff. That's a typical
Yeah.
12-year-old boy.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that the same in Romania?
Yes, apart from you don't drink in Romania, mate. Like kids
Really?
don't drink. No,
No.
none of that. I guess they don't have as much money to be able to buy a drink,
Of course.
and it's not as easy. Like here, you can get a drink from anywhere, which is bad.
Are you sure it isn't just because you were from the country? What about the kids from the city?
Maybe I wasn't in my circle of life anyway. That wasn't
Yeah.
happening. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Footy all the time, all day, every day. Football, school, flipping. Yeah, obviously I'm of the age where we played a lot of FIFA as well. So that was, but it was on a PC, not an Xbox, stuff like that.
PC FIFA?
Yeah.
Was it?
Mad with keyboard. Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. So.
But football's the main thing for the young
mate, I
lads.
loved
Everyone plays
footy.
football.
Yeah, I loved it. Spend me life, mate. It was 40 degrees outside, and I'd be just
Is it like the main sport in Romania?
yeah.
Like, whereas England is England's main sport. I know
Yeah.
there's rugby and other things, but like football's our nation's sport, isn't it?
100%. Yeah.
Same in Romania.
Same over there. But it's not as big though. It's just I think back in when I was young, there was a lot of fans going to stadiums and that. Now it's not that.
No.
It's a lot of corruption. People just they want to make money on it. It's not. No one cares about the club. You know what I
No.
mean? Like here, if you support Man U, you support Man U kind of thing.
Yeah.
Through and through. people beat their wives, which is bad. But if they have, if the team loses in it, it's like a bad problem in England. It's not quite like that up there, I don't think. Unless I'm just naive, but I don't think so.
You say it could have been, like you say, you might have been removed from some of it because of where you were brought up in the country.
And as a Christian as well.
And as a Christian as well.
Maybe I was sheltered. Yeah,
Maybe.
for sure.
I bet in the city, gosh, what do I know? But I bet like, so how old are you now? 28?
Yeah.
Like, what, 15 years ago? Like 13-year-olds. So what, we're looking at like, what, 2008?
Yeah.
2008. Of course there was kids in the city getting drunk. There must have been.
Probably. But not as early as, like, in the UK, like...
We first started like 11, 12. First year
that's
first
definitely
year
not
big school.
normal.
No.
Like, 15, 16, I'd say, yeah. But not that early.
No.
And, you know, like, kids getting pregnant here, 14, 15, you hear so much about, you know, like, happens.
Excuse me.
In Romania, not as much. Not that I've heard of, anyway.
No.
But I know plenty of people here who were 14 and were like, oh, I'm preggers.
Is there like, you know, obviously you said you were brought up Christian. Is that more common in Romania than here? Because it's quite rare here, genuinely.
What?
Like people brought up as Christians.
Oh,
Because as I grew up, I didn't. Okay, bar one. There was one kid at school that was brought up Christian. He was bless him, he was completely outcast. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Completely outcast. I mean, he didn't have a cat and else chance. He was different, you know.
Yeah.
And now I look back, I just see his mum was a Christian. You know, they had Christian values.
which makes sense now.
Yeah.
Well, like,
It's very unusual. Certainly in where I came from, it was very unusual.
It wasn't unusual for me because that was my circle of life. Like everyone around me, my cousins, they were all Christians. I went to a Christian school, so everyone in school was Christian. Like if you said swear word in school, you'd get detention.
Really?
Yeah, you couldn't swear in school.
God.
You'd get detention.
Things we said to teachers.
Yeah.
You can imagine.
So it's different. Aye.
But do you think that was just because, like you say, it's difficult for you to answer that question because that was what you were surrounded by. You were brought up in this small village, this Christian family, at a Christian school with... I mean, is the Christian schools in England? Is there?
Well, church... Eastbourne, it's St. Aidan's Church of England.
Yeah, that ain't no Christian school.
Yeah,
though.
no.
You know what I mean?
No.
So there isn't... You went to a specific Christian school, so that we don't have them here.
No, specific. We would pray every morning. Obviously, that happens, I think, at Church of England as well.
Does it?
In the... What do you call it when they all meet? Assembly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember praying.
Yeah, I did. In
Did
primary school.
I did at Eastbourne, yeah. Because it was a Christian school, we had to.
And everybody did on the morning?
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And there'd be songs in that, Christian songs.
Maybe there was. Maybe I'm just forgetting.
What's the song we used to sing all the time? I can't remember.
Huh.
It says here about percentages of Romanians that were Christian. It says 86.7% as of a 2002 census, which is when you were there.
But that's saying like 60% of British people are part of the Church of England, but doesn't really mean they're Christians. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's that kind of fact.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd say, don't get me wrong, it's definitely more common than the UK.
Yeah.
But still not.
No. Look, we won't go down the Christian route again, but there's a difference between a Christian and someone who identifies as a Christian.
Yeah.
Like, I know people who, if I'd say, well, I the same a Christian, but they don't act like one.
People kill for Christianity, so it's like, you look at Muslims, obviously we're not going there, but so many people think they do it for the religion because they're Christians, but it's like, all depends how you look at it, isn't it? Here's a fun fact for you.
Yeah.
Do you know that I used to play dart as a professional, in competitions when I was young?
But you were terrible. I've played you before.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Brother.
With your little funny...
my little
funny swoop throw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, mate, so my dad...
So have I beat a professional? Is that what we're saying?
I wasn't a professional, I was a kid. But my dad used to play in competitions quite a bit.
Okay.
So one Monday night, they had a friendly competition, money involved.
At a pub?
Yeah. So the owner's like, do I play? I was a little kid like that. I was like, yeah, I'll play a bit, you know. Like, oh, do you want to play tonight? Said yeah, of course. I'll get involved. You know, so they do out a hat. You get a name. So I got to play against the winner from the week before.
Right.
You know, very good dart player.
He's an adult.
It's an adult.
Right.
This is a true story. So he's like, the guy's like, oh, who am I playing with? He's like, oh, the kid there. And he's
The
like,
kid there.
Yeah, you know, smiles, laughs
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
Anyway, we start playing. I was throwing myself at the board because I was so small.
Yeah.
Beat him 3-0.
No way.
Yes.
First time you
never
ever played?
came back. First time I played in a competition, never came back. My dad was just sat behind like
Chuffed.
smirking. Yeah, because I was playing like
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a kid. It's play darts all the time. He never came back.
Never came again.
Never came again.
Humiliation.
Yeah,
Never.
because everyone was like, man.
And this guy had won a competition the week before.
Yes.
And you got some darts in your hand for the first time and
No.
beat him.
For the first time in a competition.
Oh, you'd played before?
Yeah, so I was playing at home all the time.
Right, okay.
But he thought, oh, it's just a little dafty.
I was going to say, I was thinking you might have been gifted.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
No, he thought, oh, it's just a little kid. What does he know? Little does he know, I play flipping 6 hours a day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
You
a
took
kid.
him downtown to
Oh,
school.
yeah,
That's
that
what
was
it
so
is.
funny.
Yeah.
It's still one of my greatest memories.
Yeah, proud moment,
Oh,
right?
mate.
I bet.
You know, shake your hand in.
Yeah. He was mortified.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
He didn't want to
they're
play
all
again.
drinking beer. I was looking at beer like, oh, what's that? You know, never seen beer before.
No. How
No.
old were you?
Oh, 10,
10.
11. But my dad wouldn't take me there because, again, that was maybe the one place where people would smoke, drink, like proper lads behaviour. My dad didn't want me to be in that environment. That's why he didn't really want me to go. Because, my dad would come home stink of alcohol. Not alcohol, because he never drank. Fags and that. Just always tried to protect us.
Yeah, of course.
Understandable.
Oh, of course. Yeah, no. You don't want to take your kids in them places.
No.
But your dad never drank or smoked, did he?
No, mainly because his dad was an alcoholic.
Really?
Yeah.
That's generally what happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it can go one or two ways. I suppose it's not always the case. Some people who inherit the same problems from the parents.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
You like to think, for the most part, if you've seen something horrific or something damaging or something sad like that, which is it's an illness at the end of the day. It's addiction and it's an illness.
Yeah.
If you've seen something sad from somebody that you care about, you like to think it would bring you the opposite way. Like you never want to touch it.
That's the thing. So I think that's why I try to, guard us from.
Of course.
Is the stories you hear from my dad is like, my goodness, bless your heart,
I know. You think, like, if your life seemed, well, it doesn't seem hard. It seems
Hard,
nice.
yeah.
But imagine what his was like.
Or me, like, just one story, for example, he would tell me both him and my grandma were waiting for my granddad, that I've seen twice in my life,
Right.
to come home from work. And they were like, what's his mood going to be like? If
Yeah.
he was angry, they would both get on the table.
Mm-hmm.
So my granddad couldn't reach them and, like, beat the crap out of them because he'll be, like, off his face. Because that was just a normal Tuesday.
That was just a Tuesday.
Just a Tuesday.
Yeah.
So it's like, my goodness. So my dad's never laid a hand on us once or anything like that.
No.
That's the thing. I think it changes you, doesn't it?
Yeah. There's something goes back in my family, actually, a similar story. I never met these people. It was long before me. But I think my mum met, there was a lady called Nana Rachel.
Right.
I never met her. She was passed away before I was born. But I hear stories from mums and nanas, a similar thing to what you've just said there about your granddad.
Yeah.
That he was called Percy.
Right.
And similar thing, yeah, bit of a dickhead,
Yeah, mate.
Always in the pub, drank, didn't give them nous. Do you know what I mean? And you would never know what you were getting. So the story goes that when he came home, that he could come home in, a hell of a mood. Let's just say, horrible, that, isn't it?
I can't imagine it, mate.
Horrible.
But that's why I'm so, like, when I hear them stories from my mum, my dad, it's like, my goodness, how did you guys raise us so well? As in, you didn't know anything. You had to learn along the way and try to teach us morals and how to be a good person. It baffles my mind, but I'm so grateful for it.
Yeah.
That's why I think, like, all that, being Romanian, having that side of understanding hard life, I just love it. Honestly, I'm so grateful for it. It just makes you who you are.
Good foundations.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Good foundation, yeah.
Good
That's it, man.
foundations. No, it's the Romanian upbringing. It's to be fair, it's not as different as I thought. I didn't know. I thought you were going to tell me something more like real dire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it seems pretty nice, to be fair. But you've definitely got some strong foundations there. Definitely.
Yeah, it's more along the way. We had hard days as well. Like, we had days when, obviously, my dad was a builder. He was self-employed all his life.
Yeah.
There was months where he had no work. But we didn't know that once. Like, you know, I would chat to my dad now. He'd be like, oh, mate, like, you didn't know back then, but why do you think we had sandwiches for 2 weeks straight?
Yeah.
I was a kid. I'm like, I love sandwiches, so
Yeah.
it really don't make a difference. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Sandwiches again.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
mum would make like a big broth. It's what you would have for a week because couldn't afford anything else. But
No.
I didn't know. Like, we never lacked anything.
No.
And that's the important thing, you know. But in the same way, like, I see my mates like, oh, they had the latest Nikes. I'm like, oh, Dad, buy me some Nikes. Do you know what I mean?
At school?
Yeah.
In Romania?
Yeah. So you had people like that. And my dad's like, nope.
Nope.
Without an explanation, really. I mean, I guess it's not going to be there, sat there to a kid, we don't have money or we can't afford it, you know? I was like, oh, you're so shat. Like, you don't want to buy me anything ever. But now I'm like, my goodness, like, I was a little kid just...
In Romania, is there a version of like the doll? Like,
No.
so I think like, you know, for example, when I was a kid, I could be wrong, but I think that was the case. Like, for example, if there was no money, like, I'm sure you still got some doll money and stuff, didn't you?
Really?
People?
In Romania?
No, in England.
Oh, in England. Oh, maybe.
I don't know how far back doll goes. How far back does doll go to Southpaw? Is it? But you basically, long story short, there was no doll.
No such thing, no.
So what
Mate,
did your dad do then through these like days when he didn't know where his next work was coming from?
Borrow
Like,
money.
Oh, you borrowed.
Yeah. It
Off
was
who?
Yeah.
Family members.
Family. So many times, mate.
1920.
Oh,
the,
sound.
Oh,
the
man.
unemployment
Sound, yeah.
act.
Yeah, yeah. never mind.
1985 was all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get up there.
Yeah.
No, mate. So the amount of times we had a guy walk in our house, cut our electrics.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean, cut your electrics? Literally?
Well, obviously, you have mains in a house.
All right.
They cut it.
With a pair of scissors?
Yes.
Hang on. So he didn't switch it, he cut it.
He'd cut it so you couldn't put it back. So because my dad was late on his payment to the lecky,
Yeah.
so he would like, all right. So he'd have to get money from somewhere to go and pay for us to have electricity.
What?
Yeah. So didn't happen maybe 10 times in my lifetime. But it's like, I remember this guy walking in and like, bah!
Who
And then-
was he? Just a guy from the company?
Yeah, he worked for it. So then you'd go pay your lecky. Day after, he'll come back, put it all together.
No way.
Yeah, mate.
So it wasn't just like a main switch?
No.
I
'Cause
love
you
that.
could turn it back.
Yeah.
Couldn't you?
Well, I mean, in England, if they want to, can't they turn it off from like somewhere where you're not? Then cut the supply off, I think.
We're from the
I
street.
know.
Nah.
I remember once I didn't pay back in my idiot days.
Right.
It wasn't that long ago, to be fair. It was
Yeah.
where I'm living now. So it wasn't. It was.
I know.
It was post 2015. So this might have been like 2017. To be honest, hand in the air, right? This was genuinely an honest mistake. Genuinely. Let me explain. In my house, I have this weird setup where my gas and my electric come from separate companies.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you the story. I'd never lived like on my own properly before. And
Yeah.
the people I'd lived with, they did the bills
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
This was the first time it was just me on my own to do it, right? I can remember moving in and the people who were there before made it, or the landlord, I guess,
Yeah.
made it quite easy. There was a list and this is who supplies this is who supplies this. I thought I'd done everything right. I'd contacted the companies, I'd set my bank up, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And I remember I started getting these letters from, I think it was called SSE,
Yeah.
right? And they were saying like, I kept seeing this letter like every few months, like, and the number was getting bigger. And I was like, and I'd look on my bank and it'd say EDF Energy.
Yeah,
And I
right.
was paying this monthly thing and I was like, I don't use them. I use EDF.
Yeah.
Like, that's my energy. I could see the money coming out of my bank. So I was like, whatever. Like, no. You're trying to like, it must be like an old supplier. Like,
Yeah.
I was too busy. I couldn't be bothered to read them.
Yeah.
You know, one day I came home from work and my key didn't fit in the door. And I was like, huh? And I looked away and my door had been like kicked in sort of thing.
Right.
Right. It'd been kicked in.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And I walked in the house and there was like this meter set up, and he put me on the, on the key.
Yeah.
And I was like, like an SSE letter. And I was like, and it dawned on me, and I was like, I've made a mistake here. And I rang him up.
Hello.
Yeah, basically they said, and I was like, I'll pay EDF Energy, I pay EDF. And they were like, no, Divvy, EDF Energy are paying you, that's your electric, where your gas.
Yeah.
And I was like, And I was like, where's that $3,000, pal?
Uh-huh.
I was like, Yeah, so I had to pay him. So I paid him the $3,000, and they came and
That's hilarious.
removed the key. Felt like a rat though.
That's such a you thing to do, though.
Yeah, I know.
It was because I remember when it happened.
Do you?
'Cause we worked together back then. Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah, because you were like, "Oh, mate, I don't open my letters." Because you said this. Sorry, I was like, I keep getting letters. I'm like, "Do you open them?" I was like, "Nah."
No, I didn't.
I'm like, bro, like, how can you not open a letter?
I know, yeah.
That baffles my mind.
I learned my lesson with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to open your post.
Oh, you have to, mate.
Yeah. But yeah, you got the...
TV license and that. That's the biggest rip-off, by the way, in the UK.
Do you not pay a TV license?
Yes.
I do.
But why?
I don't know.
I don't watch BBC.
I don't.
It's £170 or whatever a
To be
year.
honest, I pay for like... do you have to pay for BBC iPlayer? Do you have to pay for that?
You need to have a TV license to watch BBC iPlayer.
Oh, right.
Do you watch BBC iPlayer?
No.
Exactly.
But I have it.
Yeah, but why do... Honestly,
I don't know.
Literally, do we just fund the BBC? I don't get it. Why do we pay a TV license? Like,
Yeah,
genuine
that's basically
question.
what it is. Yeah, it's the...
Council tax.
Like-
Another rip-off.
What is that?
Do you know what it is? Because they get your bin for you. And the street light.
For £100 a month?
100? I pay 180.
Oh, 2 people. Yeah, that's because it's
Yeah.
2 of you. I pay like 110.
Anyway, still a lot of money
Yeah.
to take my bin. I'll take my own bin.
Would you though?
Nah.
No.
No, you wouldn't.
25 quid a week, take your bin. Like,
Right.
I'm alright with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm alright with
I
that.
guess,
You're
yeah.
going to take all my rubbish away for
Yeah.
25 quid and make sure there's a street
But
light.
apparently, it's meant to have... so, like, police are meant to, like, go in your area to make sure it's safe and that. I've never seen a police car in my area. Have you? Well, it's town, innit, I guess, for you, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you see it
So
too.
the license fee allows the BBC to remain independent from free commercial advertising. So basically, we're funding the BBC.
Just whack an advert in there, man.
Yeah.
Like, show us some new Nikes or something. I don't care about the flipping BBC.
So there's no adverts on BBC at all?
No.
Right, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Ah.
Breaking news. We have the... Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Huh.
My dad works for them, and he always just says, "Oh, keep playing your license."
Yeah.
All right, yeah, great. Tell your dad,
I
nice
never
one,
forgot
pal.
about-
Yeah.
I've
Cheers,
heard
mate.
about that, yeah. You're like 3rd generation BBC, aren't you?
Yeah,
Like,
technically,
it's been 2
mate,
generations.
Yeah.
So you're big on your TV licenses.
Oh
then.
yeah, you
That's
keep,
getting
you
paid,
keep
that.
paying that, mate.
Yeah. Get that mortgage and get that pension in.
Nice one.
Yeah.
So
what I
I
mean?
guess BBC Radio 1 and all that will be as well, won't it?
Yeah.
They have mental salaries, you know.
I've heard.
I watch Greg James all the time. He's on like 250 grand a year.
Is he?
Yeah. Some boy.
Decent cash.
Yeah. He's
How long's
mint
his-
though.
How long's his show? He's been around for a while, Greg James.
Yeah, does 3.5 hours.
Per day.
Yeah.
5 days a week.
Yeah.
What's his slot? What's he do?
7:30 till 10.
On a night?
No,
Or
morning. Breakfast.
He never used to have the morning. Greg James used
No.
to have the later show when I
Yeah,
was
he
younger.
was driving home with Greg James.
That was
when
it.
Nick Grimshaw was...
What was his name again? The guy in the morning.
Nick Grimshaw.
That's it. No. There was somebody else. There was like a more rotund guy.
No. It was Nick Grimshaw. Or you thinking of Scott? He had it at one point.
Scott who?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Greg,
Who's another guy?
Greg James took over from Nick Grimshaw in 2018.
Are you thinking before then?
Yeah, who was before Nick
he
Grimshaw?
was...
There was like a fatter guy.
he went on BBC... No, it was Scott. I swear it was Scott.
No, there was somebody else before. What's that other guy called?
Nick Grimshaw.
Moyles. Graham Moyles, mate. That's who it was.
Who?
Graham Moyles.
Is it not Chris Miles?
Chris Moyles. Yeah, Chris Moyles. That's who I remember. He was in the morning. He was a beast. He was the king.
Who's he?
He was the best, man. Yeah, man. No, none of them have got a mark on this guy. This guy was the best radio presenter. He was a beast, man. He was a beast.
Hang on. Isn't he the one who just got done? Or am I thinking of another BBC presenter?
I don't know.
I think you're thinking of another one.
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's Aiden. Is it Aiden or something? Aiden?
Yeah, one of them.
What did he get done for? Aidan Holmes.
Sexual assault,
No way.
I think.
Not him. This guy.
Oh,
I don't think so.
not him.
No.
Oh,
Eamon Holmes.
Eamon Holmes, yeah.
What, he got done for something?
Yeah, he's the guy who announced the Queen's death, right? He got done for something.
Did he?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Huh.
Didn't he?
I don't know.
You're on Images, fam.
I don't think Eamon Holmes got done for that. No.
Was he not? Anyway, someone from the BBC.
Huh.
No.
Yeah, someone got
Not
done
Russell
recently,
Brand.
Yeah, not Russell Brand.
No.
I'll have
But
a-
listen, none of your radio presenters have anything on Chris Miles. Chris Miles is the
mate,
man.
I'm too
You're
young for that.
mate. No, you're too young. I think Chris Miles was kicking around like the years, like my first years of working. Do you know what I mean? So like, yeah, we're talking like 20 years ago and stuff. That's
What's
what-
your go-to radio? Do you listen to radio?
No. But if I did, I'd go to One Extra.
One extra.
Just got my type of music on it.
Yeah.
You know, the type I like. What's yours?
Radio 1. But I like the presenters. I like the crack.
I'll give
Because
you
it's
that.
inappropriate. Like, not inappropriate, but like funny, like with a sense of inappropriate, I guess.
I would say over the years, through my adult life, Radio 1 has been the best. Didn't Fern used to be on BBC Radio 1?
I think so.
I think she
many
did.
Years ago, though.
I think she had the one before Greg James's show. I think she had the like mid to late afternoon before Greg James.
Maybe.
I think Greg took over from Fern, you know, like on the afternoon. Yeah, I'm sure I remember it being like Chris Holmes, then Fern. Is it Fern? Who's Fern again?
Ben Cotton. Is that who you on about?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Chris Miles, Fern Cotton, then Greg James. I think that was the day through Radio 1.
There's like 5 now.
Is that?
Yeah, it's different.
Hmm.
Don't get me wrong. I watch some Radio 2 sometimes as well. I'm boring like that.
Yeah.
I
I think your radio's changed. Like, as you
Steve
get
Wright in the
older.
afternoon and that.
Steve Wright. Who was the guy that used to do? He was a legend at hip hop music. He used to do Radio 1 on a weekend and that. What was his name?
He's on Capitol now.
Yeah. And he was a beast, man. When he came on, he was a beast.
Yeah.
Older guy, though.
Yeah, I know which
Older
one you're on
guy,
about.
but he did hip hop.
Is it Tim Westwood?
No, not him. There was somebody better than him. Westwood used to do one, but he was just cheese. But there was somebody else. I'll never remember him.
Yeah, I don't know the name.
He's an older guy.
Yeah, it's different now, though. Like,
Is it?
well,
I mean, I haven't listened to radio.
it's so
for-
much they can't say now. It's like mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
They have to be. Obviously, there's so many people who identify as a frog, whatever. So they have to, like, it's mad. They call them on the radio, and it's like, if they
Thems.
mess that up by accident, they get told off, and it's,
Gives my ass a headache, honestly.
oh, mate, I'm not even getting into it.
No. Like,
It's male and female, isn't it? Keep it
kind of. Like, it's kind of
Like-
like how we were born.
Like Demi Lovato, she was a they them, and apparently she was like, do you know what, it's so confusing. Go back to call me a she.
yeah.
I'm like, well, do
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Like-
I don't know.
You know what? Where I sit without that, right? Because I have become a bit more lenient with it. Like, I hear some people who are like, that's preposterous. All right. Like, yeah, I think it's silly too. But, like, I don't mind calling anybody what they want to be called. If you want me to call you a them, I'll call you a them. If you're a boy genetically and I want you to call me a girl, I'll call you a girl. If you want me to call you a rocking horse, I'll call you a rocking horse. If that's what you want.
Yeah.
But, like, where I draw the line is that, like, where it's like, you can go further than just calling somebody something. Like, you can officially have your sex changed.
Yeah.
Like, no, mate. Honestly, you can't.
And you can get the NHS to pay for it.
Yeah, like, no, you genuinely can't. If you do your chromosomes, there is no medical thing that will change your chromosome from an XX to an XY.
Yeah.
That is not possible.
Yeah.
So that's where I draw the line, that we can all play. I'm happy for that. We can all sit, let's all play the game, happy. And I don't even discriminate.
Yeah.
I honestly don't discriminate. Fine. If you feel uncomfortable in what you genetically are, and therefore you want to be called something else, and you want everybody, including me, to call you that and refer to you as that, not a problem. If that makes you feel more comfortable,
Yeah.
okay, cool. But you are not genetically anything other than those chromosomes that you were born. And I'm sorry, that's just science. I'm sorry.
That's why you need science in school.
Yeah. XX and XY, isn't it?
That's why I love watching debates of like clever people. You know,
Yeah.
so I was like, how can you tell me I'm not a frog? Do you know what I mean? They're like, well, because of so and so. They're like, huh.
Yeah, get a blood test out there.
Yeah.
That's all. That's it. It's answers everything.
Yeah,
Just get a blood test.
It's so simple. I
Right,
guess,
what does your blood say?
Yeah.
Sorry. And I don't mean it nastily to them. I don't mean to be nasty. I
Like,
just think there's a difference.
There's a fact. And
There's just a fact. It's just biology.
yeah.
But again, don't hear me wrong. We don't want to get banned off YouTube.
Yeah.
So, on that basis, and I genuinely mean it, I'll call whatever you want to be called.
Yeah.
Cool. Pleased to meet you, Mr. Dinosaur. You know, if that's what you want to be.
Can you call me Big Boyo from now on?
Big boyo.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can call me Thundercat.
I'll call you Cat Thunder.
Hey, She-Ra was a great name, wasn't it? Who was She-Ra? Oh,
She-Ra?
you're far too young.
Oh, bro, what are you on about,
He
fam?
was like He-Man's bird, I think.
Was it?
She-Ra. Yeah.
Oh, you're so old, my guy.
No, man. Don't. I'm not so old.
How old are you?
Oh, 30.
37.
Oh, 30-ish.
You are 8 years older than me, Dad.
Sorry? I'm what?
8 years older than me father. Mad, that, innit?
I'm 8 years older than your...
Younger. Sorry,
Younger?
younger.
I'm 8 years younger than your dad?
Yeah. My dad's 45, 46.
No way.
Yeah, man.
That's terrifying.
Isn't it?
Am I old enough to be your dad? How old are you?
How old are you?
About 30.
How old are you?
About 30.
How old? Go on.
38. How old are you?
38. I am 28 in March, 27.
Not possible.
Not quite, unless you were...
I'm old enough to be Southpaw's dad, though. How do you feel about that, Southpaw? Genetically. Like, I could be your dad.
23, so that'd make you 15.
Could be like your stepdad, couldn't it?
Yeah, 15, I don't know. You'd be very...
It's happened.
Daddy!
Yeah, that's
Daddy, chill!
Imagine if the world conspired and I ended up being your stepdad.
That's a bit terrifying, that.
You'd be fuming.
Yeah, proper fuming.
Yeah. I'd send you like up to your room and that.
Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah. I'd ground you.
No, that...
Imagine
that's
that.
a weird
That's mad,
thought.
that.
Yeah. Bastard.
Just shows you, innit? Like, you've got about 20 years left, you mate. Nah, I'm joking.
Sure, man. Listen, I'll outlive you all. I'll look after myself. You know?
You do like
I do like.
a bit of Red Bull and that.
No.
Keeps you going.
A bit.
To be fair, we're in a space now, like in time, where we've got a lot of things on our plate. A lot of things are accessible now that weren't. I'll tell you something big that I think is going to come, which is I hear a lot about it with like rich Americans. You might not feel good about this with the Christian thing. I'm Christian, but I'm all right about it. The stem cell thing. You know what stem cells? I'm not 100% sure what stem cells are, but they're obviously something controversial because it's still banned in America.
Right.
And you have to get stem cells and shit. I think you have to go to like Mexico and
Is that
stuff.
when
to
you
get...
can live till you're 120, something like that?
No, that isn't it. It isn't like a trick to it. They basically inject something into you and it like basically makes you like new again. So a lot of like, from what I gather, is like a lot of like athletes and people who, you know, have worn out joints and stuff. You basically get like stem cells injected into parts of your body, and it is apparently incredible for like repair or like whatever it does. But I think it's something to do with like cells of a
Is it
baby or
illegal?
something. In some countries, no. South America, no.
Stem cell especially.
Especially human cell that are able to develop into many different. Where do you get stem cells from, Southpaw?
Should we buy some?
I think they're expensive.
I
But-
can imagine.
It's from bone marrow. I knew that.
Hang on, this is the bit that I think's funny. From cord blood.
What's
from
cord blood?
From a baby's cord.
Yeah.
From a-
Oh.
So here we go. This is why it's thingy. Here you go. From bone. Right. It says
Oh,
where a procedure is carried out to remove a sample of bone marrow from the hip bone from cord blood, where donated blood from the placenta and umbilical cord of a newborn baby is used as the source of a stem cell. This is why it's controversial.
right.
Countries in South America, it's fine. Not all, people from America, I think, are going down to like either Panama or Mexico to get it done where it's legal.
Not Cuba.
No, I wouldn't have thought so. But basically, what it is then, it's basically a process of taking new
Fresh.
new cells
Brand new,
from
yeah.
right places and inject them into you.
How much does it cost?
But apparently, it's becoming big in America now.
Right.
But obviously this'll over the next 20 years, this will come our way in the end. You know what I mean? Or it become more affordable. Certainly in my life, because I don't feel bad about that. I don't feel, there's nobody dying. It's from
just a bit grey area.
Yeah, it's a bit like, ooh. But the medical benefits of it are reported to be like phenomenal.
Yeah, so stem cell therapy can cost anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000.
Blimey.
That's on average as of a 2023 update.
Yeah, so it's decent cash, but I think over time that'll come down. That's what normally happens. You know what I mean? I think it will become more accessible and affordable, I think, in time. But just in your own time, I don't know enough about it, but do a bit of research into like good reports of stem cells, and I think this is you can get it in London. London covers different types of stem cells.
Interesting.
I've been getting in my head thinking like if I ever came into money, but I have to go to South America and like South American hospital. But like for example, if your knees go, like you know what I mean, and you get something injected.
I get it. I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Yeah,
it's a bit weird. But apparently it's good. Apparently it really works.
Yeah, I guess it's just like it's like a transplant, isn't it?
If
you've got
like
if you got a failing lung, you get a lung transplant, can't you? Really hard to get. But
Yeah.
How long do you want to live for?
As long as I'm fit, healthy, able-bodied, and able-minded. However long that lasts.
Great answer.
Yeah. As soon as I can't look after myself or make my own decisions, then I want to go. I don't want to be a burden on anybody. That's all it is.
I'm like, as soon as I can't wipe my own butt, time to go in it.
Is that the way you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously, you need to be healthy in your mind, and I agree.
The marbles one's a scary one.
Yeah.
That's a scary one because I've known people in my family that were pretty much able-bodied, like pretty 100% all right physically, but the marbles went, and it changes the person, changes who they are.
It's not that person, is it?
No. Worries me, actually. There's a few generations of that in my family. Like,
Is there?
yeah, I might be a marble loser, never mind. But I guess that's probably the right way to look at it. Like, up until the point that you can't look after yourself, then you've got to call it a day, really.
Hey, till then, there might be a transplant for marbles.
Do you know?
I don't know, actually. I don't think that'll be a thing ever, will it?
There is a medication, isn't there? But I think all it does is it helps decrease like the progress of it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't retract it.
Right.
It just slows it down.
Uh-huh.
I don't think we've cracked that code. Mm-hmm. To be honest, I'm sure it is. But in my opinion, Alzheimer's and dementia should be as high on the list as your cancers and things like that, as far as stuff we need to like sort.
Research.
It's because it touches probably as many people as cancer. And it's as damaging. Like it's a horrific way to go.
Oh, mate, awful.
Imagine for the people, because you don't just die. Like God bless the souls, people who have cancer, the process, how it goes.
Yeah.
You get poorly, you end up in hospital, you know what happens. The marbles one, it's horrible because it's so slow, and you're slowly getting more and more and more kooky and more not you. And you get to a point where you're looking at the person that you know, they're not there.
Yeah.
And there's this person that's answering you. Very surreal.
That's sad, that.
Very surreal. Because they're still there, but they're not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a funny one, that, like, it's something that I do fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do fear that one.
Can't control that one, though, mate.
Because I don't think you know it's happening. For example, if you've got a terminal illness to your body, you know.
Yeah.
You're still, for the most part, here, up until hopefully the end.
Yeah.
But here, when that goes, I don't think you know it's happening.
Oh, no, you don't have a clue. Like, my granddad's currently, like, early stage Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
And
it's in your family too,
it's with my granddad, and it's one of them where, like, and he's in an early stage now, so like you can still. He asked the same question. I had a broken wrist, and I was sat with him and we were chatting away, and he asked the same question. Oh, what car you got, Lou? Oh, I got a Polo, good car, that, Lou. And then I had a broken wrist recently, and he said, "Oh, how'd you do that?" And by like the 7th time he'd asked, and I told him the football story 6 times. I went, "Oh, I punched a shark, Granddad." And then he's just like, "What? How'd you do that, Lou?" He's like, "Where were you?" So like, I think it's relative. I'm fortunate he's still early stages. He's going to depreciate, but it's like enjoying the time you've got with him now while he's still here.
Yeah.
It's very tough. It's rough. Obviously, I feel bad for him, but he's not aware of it as much. He does say, "Oh God, I'm out of sorts, Lou." Like he'll say that, but actually, he's not as aware of it, and he enjoys his whiskey.
Yeah, but don't you actually think in a way, it's like cancer, like you said, you're aware. In a way, you feel it's like, my goodness, I've got cancer. But if you've got Alzheimer's, you don't know it.
It's true.
But
it's true.
it might not affect you. It's like, well, I don't know. It just affects everyone around you.
Yeah, it's true. I'll say this: my nana went all the way through the dementia thing, and in the end, it killed her. In the end, because you forget to eat and you forget to drink.
Yeah,
you forget that. But I'll be honest, my nana smiled the entire way. She was never crying. She never thingy. She was still smiling. Just the gaze ended up being a little bit more like, oh, nobody's home. At first, you notice it like a few like forgetfulnesses, and you're like, huh.
That's funny.
And then it got diagnosed, and then over the years, and in the end, got bless her soul, there was all sorts of. Nana wouldn't have done those things. Do you know what I mean? I won't say them, but But even then, like you say, right at the end, like you say, it's good because she was oblivious. She was suffering, but she probably didn't know that she was, And I suppose that is something to take away from it, in that you hope that they aren't suffering.
If you end up getting married, or being with someone for the rest of your life, let's say you find the one, would you rather die first?
Absolutely. 100%.
Selfish that.
Why?
No, I agree. I'm the same. It's a tough one, though, isn't it?
Actually, I take that back.
Nah, I think I would tell Tabby, I'm like, I want to die before you, mate.
Do you know what? For the first time, I've just changed my mind on that.
Right.
If you'd have asked me any point in my life, I'd have immediately answered, I want to die first. No, I've changed my mind now.
Go on.
I want them to die first, so that they don't have to deal with the loss.
With the pain. Yeah.
That's the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said selfish, because, like... You can be selfish about it. It's like, I'll die first, then you have to deal with me being gone.
I think I looked at it as like, if somebody was holding a gun and said one of you has to get shot.
Oh, right. No.
Yeah,
obviously.
but but I understood the question is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But that way of thinking is what my brain did.
Yeah.
No, I'll do it. I'm trying to be brave. That was like my brave answer.
You'd give up your life for them, of course.
But no. That's not the question. I wouldn't want somebody I care about.
Yeah, to suffer.
And I wouldn't want to leave them with that. Them with a pain, a hole, a problem, stuff to sort out, nobody there for them. So no, I want so that's why I'm going to live forever.
Right.
So my plan now, if you'd asked me a few years ago, I'd have said I want to die. I don't want to be old. I'd have said, just get me to 70, then I'm all right to go.
Yeah.
No. I plan on having a family one day. I'm going to be a later in life family, but I'm going to have one. I'm just going to start later. But that collection of people, like everyone in my life now, I've got like a little sister who's like 20 years younger than me. She's 20 years? Yeah, 20 years younger. I've got my sister who's a year. She's got a couple of kids that are even younger than that. I've obviously got my mum, and like, obviously I'm not going to outlive my kids.
Yeah.
Obviously. I hope not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought so. But apart from them, like everybody else around me now, I want to live longer than. And therefore I need to get to 100.
Yeah.
Because if I get to 100, I've got a fighting chance of being alive longer than them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's my plan now. Longevity.
That's the thing, though. When you think, I've got till 100, you're still so young. Obviously, when you feel old, sometimes it's like, oh my goodness, I'm over 30.
Yeah.
My life's ruined. Right? Like, you get this, especially today, it's like, if you're over 30, you're basically gone. Do you know what I mean? It is, though. Everyone's like, oh, I'm so old now. But it's like, that's not the case.
My life began at 31.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You've got so much time ahead.
Yeah, just different chapters in your life.
Yeah.
You won't be a kid anymore.
No.
We're different chapters.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
It's exciting, that.
Yeah, it is. I used to fear it. I don't fear it now.
No, man. Embrace it.
Yeah.
Embrace every year.
Yeah, definitely.
That's meant.
But it's clever. I don't know if you just put some magic spell on me there, or you made me just think.
Just open the gate a little bit.
You did, like. What about you, Southpaw? Did you see what happened there?
I saw what happened. I understood it all. And
how do you feel?
Yeah, I think I initially would have answered the way you did, and then backtracked to this fact that actually I wouldn't want them to deal with all the chew. You know, like sort things out, deal with the pain.
Crying
So
for
yeah,
years that you've
that
done.
is the more manly answer is to let them die first.
I don't know, like, I'll be selfish, like, I'll go first, like.
You don't want no part of that, do you?
Like, see you later, Tommy.
No part
Peace
of that
out.
shit. You're not crying.
I don't know. Like, oh, it's a weird one to think about. I honestly don't know.
No.
I get what you're saying though, because you
Yeah.
want to. Obviously, I'd rather take the pain, but I'm like,
Just be nice, it'd be nice if you could both just go.
that,
You know what I mean?
Car crashing it. See you
Yeah,
later.
just
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bad way of looking
Yeah,
at it.
yeah. That's one of them. Yeah, it's a white
95.
Alsatian,
You
that, innit?
feeling done? You feeling
Yeah,
done?
yeah.
Yeah, I would then. Just
But
straight off
I've
the
heard of
bridge.
stories where people went at the same time. and
Really?
Stuff like that. Yeah. Like in bed, like
That's 1 in a billion.
right.
That ain't happening.
No.
I'm telling you, fam. Listen,
Yeah.
the odds are against you, fam. That ain't happening.
No, I know.
Someone's going first. You know what I mean?
Yeah, unless the car crash, obviously. Like, you know,
Yeah.
how would you like to? Well, this is so dark, isn't it? How would you like to die?
How would I like to die?
Yeah, like, do you ever think about it?
Yeah, I do. I have 2 answers. I have one that is like my fantasy way of dying.
Which is
I'll get to that. And then I have the like reality way.
right reality.
Reality way is the same as everybody. Say it together now. Die in our sleep. We all want to die in our sleep. Of course we do. You want to go to bed one night, happy as Larry, no pain, no anything, just, night, never wake up. That's what we all want to do, right? Mm-hmm. However, I have a fantasy way to picture the scene, right? I mean, they have to give you the backstory first, okay? I'm a rock star.
Right.
Right? Just before we go anywhere, okay? So,
Okay.
like, picture it now,
Right, okay.
So, I don't mean like on telly and that, do you know what I mean? Just like living the rock star life, right? So, I'm like kind of a big deal, right? So, I'm a big deal. I'm in Las Vegas.
Right.
Right. You ever seen The Hangover?
Yeah.
Right. You know the apartment
Yeah.
where he jumps off the thing?
Yeah.
Right. So, I'm there.
Right.
That's Caesar's Palace, right?
Yeah.
So, I am with like my friend Adam and like people who I care about.
Yeah.
We're all wearing Versace shirts.
Right.
Right. We're older. We have medallions, gold medallions, swimming briefs on.
Right.
Right. There is loads of money, guns, cocaine,
Right.
hookers everywhere.
Right.
Right. And we just sat back on the couch and I just die of a heart attack. Or someone comes in and just bang and shoots me.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like a rock star. That's all. That's the fantasy way. Do you know what I mean? And then like the next day, the police come and that, and it's like, oh, what's happened to you? And there's just me cacked out, like on the couch with like this Versace shirt, blood everywhere. You know, like yeah, that's my fantasy.
Sounds like my worst nightmare.
That's my
that.
fantasy way to go. Like go out like a rock star, baby. Do you know what I
Right,
mean?
okay.
Hookers crying and that. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh my god!
You just described 21 Wolf Street.
I didn't even know him. You know? Yeah, that's a fantasy way. Do you know what I
Right.
mean?
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, I'm a rock star too. No.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think about it.
You can't do that. You asked me.
No. I don't think about. I've got my worst version that I think of. I'm like, being in hospital and everyone's around you, like.
Oh, that's diabolical.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's a 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, like I don't know, something bad happened. You've been in a car crash and then everyone's around you and all of a sudden, like a movie, and then you. Do you know what I mean?
Getting
See
zapped and that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's.
Clear.
Yeah. It's like, nah, he's gone.
Yeah.
Everyone crying. No, you're such a good guy.
No. Just that thing.
See ya. Yeah.
Oh,
Do you know what I
God.
mean? I'm out of them.
Ugh.
Yeah, bad that. I don't know. I'd like time. Obviously, a bed, like happy.
asleep.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really think about it. Here's a follow-up question to that, though.
Do you
Good one.
sidestep in that then?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not answering.
Okay.
That. I don't know.
So you didn't ask me a question.
It's not about me.
answer.
It's about you. Right. I don't actually know. Honestly, I never thought about it.
Okay.
Properly. How would you like to be remembered as a guy who ...
Yeah, I know the answer to this. And I guess only people in my family get it. I want to be remembered like my granddad. So it's hard to put into words what my granddad was like. All he lived for was his family.
Okay.
And it sounds boring and mundane, but he left a legacy that I don't think he'll ever know about. But he sort of like, in our family, our little, not a big family,
Yeah.
but, collection of about 6, 7, 8 people, he's just hailed as like, not even a king, like godlike figure.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So the short answer, without explaining all about my granddad, is somebody I want to be remembered, if I can, as somebody who would do anything and go at any lengths for his family.
Love that.
And didn't need anything in return.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I want to be remembered. I don't know. Sometimes I hate the fact sometimes, but I feel like, because I don't actually, part of me doesn't want it,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
feel like the little voice in the back of my head tells me that I'm only here to help people.
Right.
To help provide for and take care of my people.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I have this like voice in the back of my head that like
Mm-hmm.
sort of knows that that's what the crack is, and that's why I've never like made anything, because
Yeah.
all I'm supposed to do is look after these people.
Right.
Weirdly, it's weird.
Yeah, yeah. No, I get it.
It always comes back around to that anyway. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, but yeah, that's it. I don't know how you put that into like a snappy one
Yeah.
answer,
No, I get it.
but that
Love that.
just a helper, just somebody
Yeah.
who would help people,
Love that.
not in like a cheesy way.
Yeah.
Like even like the non-nice way, like a provider. I want to provide for people.
Yeah. Oh, man,
I want to
great.
put clothes on people's backs. I want, I don't even want to thank you. I want, this is so like materialistic, but like a little kid, a little kid in my family needs a prom dress or something like that. I want to be the one to get him
Yeah,
it.
of course.
Do you know what I mean? If something happens, I want to be there. I
Yeah.
want to be the one that does it. Maybe there's an ego thing in that. Maybe it's like, I want to feel like the big man. Do you know what I mean? Maybe it's a toxic reason. I don't know. I'm not saying I know the answer, but that's the answer to my question.
Phoebe, I don't know if you ever watch Friends. Phoebe says there isn't a good deed without an alternate motive, as in you
get the
can't
buzz
do
out of
something
it.
without getting something out of it, like something to feel good out of it.
Yeah.
Which obviously you feel good about doing something. It's not bad, But
Yeah.
that's a great answer.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, like, is there any other answer? Like, is there any other answer?
I don't know. Some people.
What would you say then? You remembered as?
I want to be remembered as someone who
Shouted a lot.
shouted a lot. No, but honestly, someone who hopefully put a smile on your face when you needed it.
Were you definitely that?
Yeah.
You are definitely that.
Like-
you've won that. Yeah, box ticked.
Yeah. No, I want to be a shoulder to cry on when there's no one around. Like, especially like the older I'm getting, I realise like even the top I'm getting wearing out, yeah,
Oh yeah. What's that say?
boys get sad too.
Huh.
So I'll live by this. Like, I don't think as men we talk enough about problems. Like, oh mate, I've had a hard time. As men, we just crack on, don't we? We don't talk about, mate, I feel suicidal or whatever. You don't hear your friends talk about it, do you?
Usually no.
Usually not.
It's becoming a bit more apparent.
Yes, it is. But I want to be that person for someone. Like, as in, I want people to feel comfortable enough to come to me, mate, like, I'm struggling with this. Like, cool, what can I do? You know? I'll be there in however capacity way I can do it for you. But I want to be remembered as someone who was genuine and a genuine friend for someone.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this now. If God forbid you left today, that's what you'd be remembered as.
Good.
100%. You've ticked that box. Just keep doing what you're doing. Like you're doing. Like yeah, that's exactly what you are.
All right, mate. See you later. No,
What's the
Yeah.
So what is that? Where's this? Is there a story behind this T-shirt?
no, it's a guy who started it, and that was the motive behind it.
Who's the guy?
I can't remember his name.
Let me plug him.
Yeah, it's Boy Gets Sad Too. That's his company.
Is it?
They're massive now.
And it's basically around that men and their emotions, basically.
Yeah.
And that it's a lot of men cover them up.
Yeah.
And there's the historically, I think it's changing now.
Agreed.
I think it is changing now. I don't think it's come full circle.
Yeah.
But historically, and men are less likely to share things, especially your man's man. Like, okay, I would, not me because I'm old, but the younger generation, your generation and your generation and younger, they are more likely, and it's more socially acceptable now to discuss your feelings and your emotions.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it isn't still a problem in young people. It will be, but it'll be less. But what I'd like to point out is this here for older men, people older than me.
Yeah.
There'll be 50, 60, 70-year-old blokes that and sadly I know one of them, who will say, no, like nothing wrong.
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah.
There is. And they will never admit it.
No.
It doesn't matter. Even if you sit them down and say, I know there is, they will deny it till they die. But there is.
Yeah.
How you would help somebody like that, I don't know. But I definitely think that is a very, very important thing to mention. I think it's incredibly important.
Yeah, because there's such a stigma around
And there shouldn't be.
No.
And there shouldn't be.
No,
Because it's mental, mate. It's mental.
That's why I've always, thank God, like, for my personality, like, I've always been a crier, a feeler. Like, I don't care, mate. I'll cry if I feel like crying.
Dude.
I don't care. Do you know what I mean? I'll do me. If you like it, fine. If not, I'm like, you do it, but in private, when no one sees you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So don't tell me any of that. I'm like, yeah, man, if I can help anyone in that way, I'd love to. That's how I see it.
It's Southpaw when for the one or the two people that watch our videos. Will you, hi guys. Will you put a plug to this guy's website at the bottom of the website?
Yeah, absolutely.
Bottom of the what do we do? Videos.
Yeah.
Videos. I'd say
Video. Yeah, he's legend.
It is
Boys
actually.
Get Sad Too.
It's a guy called Kyle Stanger, I think.
Yeah.
He first started selling the t-shirts with the thought of provoking the slogan "Boys Get Sad Too" as a way of raising money for mental health. The mental health charity Calm.
Hell yeah, great idea.
Yeah,
it's lovely.
So he's doing really good. Like, he's been overwhelmed by the lads are just buying it. Well, girls too, and sharing because it's just a message. Like, it's got all on its back as well. It's like,
I love that.
it's something cool to look at. You know, it's
Can we get some t-shirts for next week? Can we buy them?
hell
I think we should wear. Do hoodies. It's too cold.
Yeah, make cool hoodies. Yeah,
Do
yeah.
they? Oversized ones too.
Yeah,
Because I'm down with the kids.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Black, oversized, baggy.
Yeah.
Too big for me.
Everything you want.
Oh, should we get some of them Southpaw for next week?
Yeah, we'll get some of them ordered. That's a good idea.
Who's on next week?
Love it.
We haven't got anybody, have we?
I think we got Johnny back.
Oh, we've got Johnny.
Yeah.
We'll get
Here
Johnny
comes Johnny.
Here's Johnny. He'll see this, right?
Yeah.
Here's
they're really
Johnny.
They're really cool, actually.
Yeah, they are cool.
Yeah, let's get some of them. Oh my god, I love the purple one. That one.
Nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
With the purple, with the flowers on the left.
Yeah.
I
the
like that.
flower one.
Support friends as well. That's cool.
Hey, we need some of these, fam.
Yeah, this it's such a good message.
Yeah. They've got them size large on that, have they?
Yeah. It's,
Oh, they do, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
2XL, 3XL.
Watch this space. Watch next week's video. We're all
Love
going to
it,
wear
mate.
these, yeah?
Love it,
Yeah,
Kyle.
man.
Love
Love
it,
it.
Kyle. We love it.
Yeah, love that,
Yeah,
Kyle.
love it. No, but that's it, innit? It's like there's so much bad in this world. If we can make a bit of a difference, that's what I want to be run by.
You can't, for the most part, most of us can't change the world.
No.
But we might for one person. That's always remember that.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you think of the problems in the world and stuff, it becomes overwhelming because you get the mindset of, I can't change this. No, you can't. You're 100% right, you can't.
Yeah.
And nobody's saying you have to. But you might change it for somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mate, it's little things like I was on holiday a couple of weeks ago and there was a woman in front of me. We were getting ice cream. She got an ice cream and the card machine didn't work. She was like, oh, I don't have any cash. And the guy was like, he was like, go get some cash.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, well, like, mate, chill. It's only an ice cream. So she went outside. He was like, look, have your ice cream and come back and pay. And I just paid for it. And I said, oh, I paid for your ice cream. She was like, no, don't do that. I was like, what do you mean? It's an ice cream. She was
Couple
so
of quid.
grateful. I'm like, it's an ice cream. Yeah. I'm like, that put such a smile on the face. I'm like, flipping heck. It's only a couple of quid. It's an ice cream. But it's like, we don't do things like that anymore, do we? It's like, well, not anymore. But just we don't think about it. It's like, do you know what? That little thing maybe made a day. So, like, why not if you can do it?
Yeah, fam, it's more to it than that as well. And this is something I've been guilty of and something I have been aware of for a while. That, like, again, I'm very guilty of it because I'm currently not doing it. But just call somebody. If you get somebody in your head and you think or a thought in your head says they might need that call, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Even if they don't want to speak to you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying batter the head, but just send them a text, do something. Because there's people who will need, they maybe even don't know they need that conversation.
You were that person for a long time.
Was that?
Yeah, mate, I would randomly text you.
Yeah, you would like.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? When we haven't spoke for months, I was like, Dan, just thinking about
Yeah,
you.
you did. You always did. Like,
Yeah.
always made me like check myself.
Yeah.
Whenever you text, I'm like, fuck. Am I doing good? Yeah. I'm behaving. Yeah, I'm behaving. Right. Or if I wasn't, I'm like, oh no.
What do I tell him?
He knows.
I'm watching.
Sound mate, how are you? Creepy.
Yeah.
Creepy son, so. Yeah. No, you did, yeah.
love
No,
it.
but
No,
it's true.
yeah.
Listen again for our two audiences that watch this. Our mums and dads. Yeah, hiya.
Yeah.
Still, Rumble, we're with you.
Yeah.
call somebody.
Yeah.
Just call somebody, not in a non-cheesy way, in a non-like Bible bashing-y fucking like, I don't know, like do-goody way. No, like whatever. Like, ring them up, call them a deaf cunt, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just ring somebody. Mm-hmm. Ring somebody. And whoever that, if you say, I don't know who to ring, just have a think. Someone will come to your head. That's that guy, or that's that girl, or that's that lady, or that's that them. Just ring them.
Yeah.
Just ring them.
People are so lonely, man. And you don't even know.
Yeah, they are. And how hard is it in this day and age with our unlimited minutes and our unlimited thing just to ring somebody, man?
Yeah.
30 minutes of your time.
Yeah.
Just ring, make them laugh.
Hi, man. Just thought of you.
Yeah.
Simple as. Don't need to be awkward.
Even if you haven't got anything to say, right? Ring them up and like, if the conversation is brutal, I know some people where the conversation is brutal. Like, I won't get dialogue with them.
Yeah,
So, you know, like in that case, what I'll do is I'm going to ring up and tell them a story.
Yeah.
They don't need to speak.
Yeah.
I would tell them a story about something mad that happened and then say, right, I'm going by.
Yeah.
And leave them with it. And at least you've injected something into
man.
them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's right in it.
Yeah.
Right, over then, man. Give us an outro.
You want me to give you an outro?
Yeah, because we're gonna pack it in. How long have we been going, Southpaw?
Yeah, 1:59.
We're calling it a day. That. So give us have a think.
Right, so
What would an outro
sponsor
be?
one. We just imagine, one day.
Mine's like pay us. That's what it is. That's all that thing. Like that's the truth. Like anybody. Like no, seriously. Like, I'm smiling, but I mean it.
He would be a great first sponsor.
Who?
Reach out to him.
Pay us.
Reach out to him. Even if he doesn't pay you, it's a good message.
To be fair, it's like.
Innit?
Just
To be
give some
fair,
free
it's like-
hoodies.
Yeah. Honestly,
To
well,
be fair, it is. Yeah.
if you don't message him, I'll message you on him on your behalf.
I won't message him, but I know you will for me on my behalf.
100% I will.
Please do.
Absolutely.
No, yeah, paying us will come down the line. But for now, let's do this. And the two people that are watching it might get a message. But yeah, that's the only outro I've got. And, and I really do mean it when I say it.
Yeah.
Like, please pay us. I really mean it. Please. Thank you.
This mic, expensive.
Yeah, we will say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Like,
And we mean
you
it.
give us a script.
Yeah, anything. We'll advertise anything.
We will call you they, them.
They, them, advertise any products,
Yeah. Nah, man, like, keep watching this. We're trying to do something good here.
It's a movement,
It's a movement.
innit?
Yeah.
It's people like us.
People like us.
It's for people like us.
Love it. We need a song.
Yeah.